Welcome back to Second and Short. It is Friday, December 27th, 2024. NFL Week 17 is underway, the penultimate week of the NFL regular season. We've got the MLB offseason. It seems like it's gone on a Christmas break of its own. We got a couple of moves over the last couple of days, but not much since Christmas. We are in the midst of one of the best stretches in the Premier League schedule right now. And, by the way, Christmas was yesterday for us. Hanukkah began yesterday as well on Christmas Day. As we sit here now, it's Kwanzaa. A few days from now, it's New Year's. So happy holidays to everyone out there. And happy holidays to you, Luke.
Yes.
Thank you for joining me and causing somebody some pain with whatever sound that just made through the microphone. But how you doing?
I'm great, man. How are you?
Doing good. How was your Christmas?
I had a very, very good Christmas. A lot of family, a lot of drinking, some football.
Yep.
Not good football. But yeah, it was a good Christmas. Really good Christmas. Good food.
We also got Nathan here in studio.
Happy holidays, everyone.
How were your holidays, Nathan?
They were pretty good
I was there.
for the most part. Yeah, you were there for all
of them?
4 of them.
Yeah, all 4 of them.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
a mess.
Good times. We
Yeah.
got a lot of stuff to cover today, but before we get into anything, make sure you are subscribed right here on YouTube. You turn on post notifications so you know whenever anything comes out here. Like the video, give us a comment, let us know what you got for Christmas. If you're on the podcast platforms, give us a follow on there, rate 5 stars, and of course, join the Second and Short subreddit, r/2ND8ND short. That's how you're going to get featured on Questions Time every week. If you submit those questions by about midday on Thursday, they will get answered here on the podcast. Otherwise, follow us on Instagram. Stay up to date with everything we've got going on. Next week, the College Football Show will come out. I was initially going to drop the episode today as we're recording the 27th, but I decided I'd rather it be closer as a quarterfinals preview for the college football playoffs. So the College Football Show, the final College Football Show of the year, is going to drop on New Year's Eve, probably sometime around like noon or 2 o'clock. I haven't set a specific time because I haven't recorded it yet, but I will keep you guys updated with that. So make sure subscribe to the YouTube with the post notifications on. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. That's where you'll know the promo comes out for the College Football Show. So we got NFL Week 17, MLB offseason, Premier League weekend. We got all the Boxing Day matches to talk about as well. We had a lot of great stuff today. And then questions time to round it out, which I think is just going to be some games that Nathan puts together for us. But without further ado, Luke, are you ready for NFL Week 17?
Yeah, let's do it. We got Liverpool, Leicester City on Boxing Day on right now live.
Yes, so you'll get live reactions to the second half of this match.
1-1 right now. We're nearing the 47th minute. It's been a really good game between these two
It
teams.
has been a really good game.
Leicester under Ruud Van Nistelrooy, which I just found out about today. They look all right. They don't look bad.
Yeah, no, I think they look just fine. Liverpool, good late goal in the second half by Cody Gakpo. It was a beautiful shot.
Yeah.
Okay. NFL Week 17. We'll start off with Christmas Day. Getting your pain out of the way early.
Mhm.
Chiefs 29, Steelers 10.
Yeah. We looked okay
Yeah.
at some points in the game. I just think offensively, need to try to score more. Like, I mean, look at those rushing stats there. Najee and Jalen Warren were running mean.
Yeah,
yesterday.
and Russ had a couple of good runs and a touchdown as well.
Yeah, I don't. It's hard for me to fathom losing by 19 points when you rush for 202 yards and the other team rushed for 69.
Yeah, but Patrick Mahomes threw the ball extremely well. This is finally the Chiefs that you think of like, oh, okay, yeah, they could three-peat.
Yeah.
Like, it took them being 15-1, becoming the first team to ever reach 15 wins in this new 17-game era, so since 2021. It took that for us to be like, oh, yeah, the Chiefs are pretty good, probably.
Yeah, 2 games in a row, not by 1 score as well.
Yeah, it took 2 commanding wins over AFC North opponents.
Yeah.
And it also took Patrick Mahomes finally throwing over 300 for 3 touchdowns this year.
Yeah. It's just, dude, it was so annoying watch him just navigate our pass rush, just
Yeah.
like the freak he is.
Yeah, an injured Chris Jones, and the Chiefs still sack Russ 5 times in this game. It's crazy.
Unbelievable. But they were not stopping the run, though.
No.
Whatsoever.
No. The Chiefs can't run the ball. Since Pacheco's come back from injury, he's yet to really do anything. Kareem Hunt got a short touchdown. There was a good touchdown run for short yardage, but an impressive touchdown nonetheless. but nobody had a good day in the running game. But they also only ran the ball 20 times across 5 people.
Mhm.
So, like, that obviously was not where they thought they were going to win this game, and it's obviously not how they won this game.
Exactly. Yeah.
Early on, I thought this might have ended up being a weird game when Kansas City scores that opening touchdown and then Butker misses the extra point. I thought maybe we'd see some weird shit, but
Yeah.
Pittsburgh just never really got into it. They didn't feed off of anything. I think the biggest thing is that Pittsburgh's done a really good job in a lot of games feeding off mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
This was kind of outside of the missed extra point. Kansas City wasn't really making mistakes.
No, not at all.
That was kind of the big thing.
And on top of that, too, like we only scored 10 points, but we were able to string together like some really nice drives.
Yeah.
Really, really nice drives.
Trust me, I had your punter in fantasy. Blinking on his name right now.
Is it the the black guy
or something?
Yeah. He's actually really nice,
really good punter. But he only punted like 4 times, which is crazy when you guys only scored 10 points.
Yeah, yeah,
but yeah. You only made it to the red zone 4 times. You get 1 touchdown out of it. Whereas the Chiefs made it to the red zone 5 times. They got 4. I guess all 4 scores.
Yeah, we even had more first downs than they did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wild. Absolutely wild. I probably shouldn't have been like, oh, yeah, the black guy.
Well, no, it's extremely rare to see a black punter, so I think that's acceptable.
And the Steelers have had one before, the Georgia Tech guy.
Oh, who's it? I know of Marquette King, but did he go to Georgia Tech?
Why am I blanking on his name right now?
Marquette King was a Raider.
Presley Harvey? He won the Ray Guy Award.
That sounds right.
Yeah. Presley Harvey? Presley Harvin?
Maybe. I have no idea.
Percy Harvin?
Definitely not Percy Harvin. He was on the other end of those punts.
Yeah. No, but we drafted him. Just took up Georgia Tech punter Ray Guy Award.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
He was
speaking of college
awesome
punters,
in college.
Shout out Alex Mastromano. That guy's a dog. Also, okay, while we're on this little sidebar thing real quick, Fox College Football or whatever posted like a graphic of like all the All-Americans.
Presley Harvin, that was his name.
On defense in college football this season, and for some reason they put the punter on there. Nobody ever includes the punter on the defense. Yeah. Presley Harvin III was the punter. Yeah, I saw that earlier, and I thought that was absurd.
Yeah, that's strange.
Weird thing to do is include the punter on the defense.
But the Steelers are. Yeah, the bigger.
Oh, yeah, okay, I do remember him.
The Steelers aren't looking good going into the playoffs. We have already clinched.
Yeah.
I think as of yesterday with the Christmas Day games, and we'll get into this game later, the Ravens killed the Texans. So I think the Steelers now are second in the AFC North, which isn't – I don't know. It's not where you really want to be.
Yeah, I think so. When you look at how the Steelers and Ravens season started, it's definitely not where the Steelers wanted to be.
Exactly, yeah.
And it's tough because it's clear right now the offense is just not finishing. They're not finishing these drives out, and they're not even getting into field goal territory, which I think is the worst part. Like you can play really well from like the 20 to the 30, or like the 20 or 30 to the 50.
Yeah.
And then it all falls off from there, and it's like, okay, well, we're too far for a field goal, and you just get into this weird mess of playing from behind in games early on, like going to the second quarter down 13-0. It's hard to pick up the momentum, especially against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, for sure.
I think we can move on from this game, though, and talk about that other Christmas Day game. Ravens 31, Texans 2. 2. Oh, man.
He said 2.
Yeah. That's brutal. That is really brutal.
Yeah, Texans fans booing the team as well. Which I'm all for that.
9-7 booing the team's crazy.
Yeah.
With this many injuries as well. 9-7, you're booing the team.
They have a bunch.
Yeah. Joe Mixon doesn't get a cop-out, though. He is not injured. He is just playing like garbage.
Yeah.
9 carries, 26 yards for him.
You know,
Fourth straight week, I think, with a bad game.
We always talk about it, too, though. When you're down 17-2 at half,
what is
you're
your
not
going to do?
Going to run back into the game against the Ravens.
Yeah.
So.
Stroud was 17 for 31, 185, no touchdowns. He threw a pick, got sacked 5 times. So it's this constant issue he's had this season. The offensive line sucks, and now he has no targets. It's literally just Nico Collins out there.
Yeah.
And Dalton Schultz, I guess, but he's really not throwing to him that much this season.
Yeah.
It's just on the other side of the ball as well, not only are the Texans' offense just like not playing well, the Ravens' offense is playing so well.
Yeah.
Lamar looks unreal. And like these numbers aren't even like that crazy if you like don't look into them enough. But 10 for 15, 168, 2 touchdowns. Got sacked 1 time for 3 yards is amazing. He had a passer rating of 143.9.
Yeah.
That's outstanding. And then you go down to the rushing game. Yes, Derrick Henry, 27 carries, 147 and a touchdown. This is prime pre-playoff mode for Derrick Henry. This is what he used to do for the last 4 weeks of every season when he was with the Titans and they were making the playoffs constantly under Mike Vrabel. Is like he'd just go out and like his job he knew was like get like 25 to 30 carries and just like finish this game as soon as possible.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's what he did in this game. But Lamar, 4 carries, 87 yards because of a 48-yard rushing touchdown.
Yeah.
In which he recorded the fastest what was it, like max, what do they call it? Yeah, max ball carrier speed by a quarterback since Michael Vick. I think it was actually broke Michael Vick's. It was like 21 miles an hour, 21.5 miles an hour or something crazy.
Yeah, and I mean, when the weather gets colder,
21.25
21.25. When the weather gets colder, Derrick Henry is not the back you want to see. It's going to hurt to tackle that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I like the point that you made is like, yeah, Lamar Jackson didn't have necessarily like an eye-opening game, but like what we need to start doing is just for quarterbacks that run the ball a lot and maybe have a game where they don't throw like this one, only 15 passes attempted for Lamar, just add up the running and passing stats.
Yes.
And then you go, oh, that's a shit ton of yards. He also had 3 touchdowns total and didn't turn the ball over.
Exactly.
And on top of that, his running back had 150 yards.
Yeah, it's not like he was the only one doing anything.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't even the game plan.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry was the game plan in this one, and Lamar still shined. That's the kind of things that makes you jump up in MVP odds like he did after last night's game. On the morning of on Christmas morning, Josh Allen was minus 500 to win MVP. I think he dropped all the way to like minus 185.
Yeah.
Lamar still in plus money, but like Lamar, and obviously Josh Allen hasn't played this week yet, but Lamar is, despite last year he was an MVP, he's going for potentially a third MVP, and Josh Allen's having an unbelievable year.
Yeah.
Lamar's right there.
Yeah.
He really is. And the rushing numbers are getting closer and closer every week because Lamar has just turned it up in the running game these last like 5 weeks. So the numbers really aren't all that different between the two right now. And with how the Ravens have turned the season around after all those close losses to start the year, being at 11 wins right now makes it that much more like eye-opening when you look at what Lamar's done this season, when you compare them for like this MVP race that they're in right now.
Yeah.
Because like we haven't had an MVP race like this in a while.
No, this is exciting.
And like Lamar's really snuck into it, but like the conversation has changed like every couple weeks where it was like everybody, Saquon got into the conversation for a little bit.
Yeah.
And
probably because he jumped over someone backwards.
Yeah. But like Josh Allen's obviously been steady up there at the top. Mahomes is so out of the conversation, it almost feels a little weird.
Yeah, you could argue
like,
Jamar too as well.
Should maybe be in that conversation. He'll certainly be in the Offensive Player of the Year conversation. Like this has been a really fun race, and like I do kind of feel like in the NFL, the NFL awards have not been important.
Yeah.
For a number of years. Nobody's really cared that much because it's pretty cut and dry for most things. But, like, Offensive Rookie of the Year is a really good race this year.
It is.
Where, yes, if Jaden Daniels gets this win this week against the Falcons and they win 12 games or whatever this season, like, he's probably going to win it. But also, Bo Nix could lock up a playoff spot this week.
Yeah.
And he could maybe be in there. And, like, Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. both had crazy seasons on offense. Maybe they should be there.
I can't wait until we start breaking that stuff down because that's going to be very fun for you and I to weave through. Yeah. But to look at the Ravens offense more broad is what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
I feel like, and maybe I'm just late to this, like, kind of idea, but I don't really think Lamar needs a wide receiver one anymore. Like I feel like we've always talked about how the Ravens lack a dog wide receiver, but then like just watching them this season, like they've had their struggles and shortcomings being 11-5, but the offense barely wavers.
Yeah, I think it's almost the same thing that Josh Allen did. Before Amari Cooper got there, obviously, because like Amari Cooper is probably the wide receiver 1 for that team, but like it's not like he's getting 9 targets or something in a game. But like it's clear like Zay Flowers is his number 1 option. He's obviously not a prototype wide receiver 1, but he is the number 1 option in this offense. And then he just has a bunch of other guys that catch passes.
Yeah.
And that's what he needed out of this team. I think more importantly than him getting a number 1 wide receiver or whatever we thought he needed, he just needed another weapon. And that's what Derrick Henry offers.
Yeah.
He offers a way out because, look, J.K. Dobbins, if we were getting J.K. Dobbins numbers like he is right now with the Chargers,
It'd be fine.
For the Ravens back in the day, it would have been great. But he's always hurt. And so we went into every season thinking, all right, well, Lamar Jackson and a healthy J.K. Dobbins are going to be great.
Yeah.
And we never saw it.
Not once.
So, like, yeah, Lamar's got what he needs. And then this defense also just shows up and shows out a lot. And they have the last 2 weeks especially really impressed people, I think.
Yeah.
Because, like, it didn't look like it was as good as it was last year as the weeks went on for the first couple weeks of the year. But, like, these last 2 performances have been so big for at least my opinion on the Ravens defense.
I agree. Yeah.
Real quick on the Texans, the injuries in the receiving game are just so hard to get by. Because, like, Nico Collins got 6 targets. He was getting double covered at all times in this game.
Yeah.
So, like, John Mechie got 8 targets in this game, and Dalton Schultz got 6 targets. But you didn't have a choice. And when the offensive line is this bad already, if you're doubling up his number 1 option and you're giving, even just decent coverage on his number 2 option, what is he going to do when he's got 2 seconds to make a decision?
Exactly.
It screwed him. Who got the sacks for the Ravens?
Scroll down a little bit.
Scroll down, see that.
Roquan, Kyle Van Noy, Chris Board, Matabeke, and then
Dafe Owe. Who got the safety? That's the other one I was wondering about for the Texans. I don't know, it would just be somebody that got a tackle for loss. Yeah, I know Derrick Henry's the one that got tackled. I just don't know. Oh, it was Kamari Lassiter. I saw a clip of it. Shout out Kamari Lassiter. Go Dogs. Okay. We can move on from that game.
Yeah.
And start previewing some games. So Thursday Night Football, you guys already know what happened. We got Seahawks, 4-point favorites on the road versus the Bears. Bears have been abysmal. The coaching change did literally nothing.
Yep.
Kenneth Walker is out again for the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
Last week, he exited the game, I think about halfway through, after it being his first game returning from injury.
Yeah.
So Charbonnet back in the rotation. We'll see what that means because last week he didn't do jack shit.
Yeah. God knows. Only God knows with him.
The Seahawks are just the weirdest team.
Yeah.
Because, and I brought this up on Monday, they're the team that we literally talk about the 12th man and the home field advantage of playing at Lumen Field. They've lost 6 games at home this year. They go on the road. In this game, they're 5-1 on the road.
Yeah.
Against the Bears team, who's only won 4 games, all of them were at home.
Yeah.
So maybe the Bears do have a chance. Probably not.
No.
That's the way I see it.
Because even as we progress, week 16 now? Week 17.
Yeah.
It's definitely clear to me that the Bears defense has given up.
Oh, yeah. The Bears defense has given up. DeAndre Swift sucks. A relatively competent defense can stop DeAndre Swift easily.
Yeah.
And Caleb Williams just continues to not only, he'll have, a surface-level good game.
Mm-hmm.
If you just read the numbers, you'd be like, okay, yeah, probably threw, 65% completion percentage for, 290 to 300 yards,
yeah.
maybe a touchdown or a pick, whatever. But, when you actually watch him play the game, he looks so bad.
He looks lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does so many just, boneheaded things that just, don't make sense to me. Because, there's some things where I watch him do it, and I'm like, why do you look worse at doing the exact same thing that you did, earlier in the year, let alone, doing it in college?
Yeah. I think with Caleb, where I see, a little bit of a blueprint is arm talent, and if he could just figure out, how to scramble with a brain,
yeah.
I feel like he'd be great because he's a very athletic scrambler.
He looks so awkward.
But he looks
awkward.
Around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the arm talent's definitely there. He can throw from any position on the body really hard, pretty accurately, I'd say.
Yeah.
But sometimes he does miss easier throws, though.
See, the problem is that the same could be said for Anthony Richardson. And
is true.
whenever you start pulling those things for Anthony Richardson, it never ends up well.
No.
So I don't know if it's going to work out for Caleb either.
That is true.
This game seems weird to me. I guess the Seahawks have actually the line has shifted. I literally took these notes 2 hours ago, and the line has shifted a point in Seahawks' favor. So they're a 5-point favorite now on the road. Yeah, I've got to go with the Seahawks here. I'm going to go Seahawks 24, Bears 12.
I'm going to go Seahawks 28, Bears 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've got a full slate of Saturday games as well, all day on NFL Network. 1 p.m., you got Chargers, 4.5-point favorites taking on the Patriots. A couple key guys that were limited in practice. Will Dissly trying to make his return. Then you have Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins, both limited participants on Wednesday. Patriots side, no really big injury news, but also the Patriots should be trying to lose every game from here on out.
Definitely.
Definitely. They genuinely just need to. Because right now the Giants have the first overall pick. They probably will lose on purpose, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Well, they might even try and still lose, but because they suck. What? The Cowboys are shutting down CeeDee Lamb for the year. Okay, well, what? Yeah, shoulder injury. Yeah, it's been bothering him, and he played with it the last 2 weeks. So interesting that they decided to shut him down now. Seems like a late
especially
call.
After a win.
Yeah, yeah, that's interesting. It's fine. Hey, they did what I needed them to do, which was beat the Buccaneers.
Yeah, exactly.
The Chargers are going to come out and probably just win this game. They need to get a win.
Definitely.
First of all, 9-6. You lost that game last week against the Broncos. It was a must win. If the Chargers would have won that game, they clinch a playoff spot. Instead, the Broncos make it 9-6, and now they're both sitting in the same spot, both with opponents that they're more than capable of beating. But the Chargers obviously looking to get that win, and I don't know. It's been a little weird for the Chargers because, like, they look great and they do a lot of things great. The injuries just, like, keep being so costly. And, like, Ladd McConkey, I think he's good. I think he's fully healthy. But these last couple of weeks watching him, like, it's clear that he's, like, favoring a shoulder or, like, trying to avoid a hit. And it's just, I don't know, mentally I think they got a little checked out for a couple of weeks, but I think they have the right kind of coach to get them out of that. Herbert is continuing a fantastic season. He's only thrown 3 picks, which is crazy.
Yeah. Not a lot of yards, but, like,
it
doesn't really
not
matter.
like crazy yardage, but I've been very impressed with Herbert, and he played injured for like 2 weeks, so that's also a thing. And he came into the season injured, so I really like what Herbert's done. But I think we can probably go ahead and do score predictions here. I'm going to take the Chargers. I'm going to go 27-14.
Yeah, I like 27-14. I'm going to go 27-10. And if you're the Patriots, you can go ahead and start buying your Travis Hunter jersey.
That might be the
he would hate
pick
it there. He would absolutely
Travis
hate
Hunter?
it in New England. Well, maybe not. Maybe not anymore.
You could probably find a loyal girl in New England. I'll say that.
Rest in peace, King.
Yeah.
The NFL's not ready
Yeah.
for the revenge tour.
The NFL's ready. The NFL is very ready for Travis Hunter, actually.
You think so?
Oh yeah. All right.
Maybe.
Next one, we got Broncos Bengals.
Ooh, it's a good game.
3.5-point favorite at home. I think somehow the Bengals playoffs hopes are still alive somehow. I could be wrong. I'm gonna pull it up right now.
I'm just looking at these Jamar Chase stats on the season. It's actually stupid. Like,
he's
that is
unreal.
Unbelievable.
I believe he leads. Nathan, can we check? Does Jamar lead the league in receptions, yards, and touchdowns? Yes, he still does. Can we see? Like, can you pull up the leaderboards for wide receivers? Let me see if they're still alive. Yes, the Bengals are technically alive. At 7-8. Them, the Colts, and the Dolphins are technically all alive. They would just need the Chargers and Broncos to both lose out. So that's kind of the issue.
Dang, Terry McLaurin's down there with 12 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn, bro, 146 targets. Is crazy.
CeeDee Lamb has 152.
Yeah. Malik Neighbors 154 is also insane, especially when you think about the fact that Wan'Dale Robinson is probably not that far behind him either.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also I'll give Malik Neighbors the benefit of the doubt here. 154 for like 97 receptions, but horrible quarterback play. Like,
Yeah.
as bad as it could get. Right
Absolutely
now in the NFL.
horrible.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, Jamar Chase, unbelievable. Third most targets and still being clear of Justin Jefferson by like 150 yards is crazy.
Dang, Travis Kelce's
There's
huge
Wan'Dale.
outlier.
123 targets for Wan'Dale Robinson, 154 for Malik Neighbors. That's crazy.
Dang.
That's actually insane.
Where's Tyrone Tracy at? Let's give him the ball.
Yeah, but it's both like the shortest averages you'll find out of some of the top guys other than like Travis Kelce.
It's pretty impressive for a rookie season, though.
Oh, yeah.
Just to be targeted that
Malik
much.
Neighbors having an insane rookie year. Yeah, who's the touchdown? Obviously, I know Jamar has the most. Yeah, 16 touchdowns.
Mark Andrews is still
all
up
the way
there?
down to 12. Mark Andrews getting to 10 is crazy because he started off the year without a touchdown for like 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah. Brian Thomas Jr.'s up there, obviously. He's got so many touchdowns this year. Yeah.
Yeah, most yards by a rookie this year.
Dang. Titan Nick Westbrook, man.
Yeah, dude.
410 yards on 9 touchdowns. Insane.
Unreal. Damn. Jamar, the only one averaging over 100 yards per game. You know what's crazy? I considered doing a keeper on Jahmyr Gibbs instead of Jamar Chase. Good God, did I make the right decision going with Jamar Chase?
Yeah. He's kind of been the Christian McCaffrey of this year.
Yeah. Just insane stats. Okay, we can stop gawking over his stats. Yeah. It's unbelievable. The yards after catch is actually insane.
Damn.
Devon Achane, of course, is second.
Only the worst
Yeah.
player of all time.
And then Khalil Shakir, and then Brock Bowers. A tight end being at 549 yards after the catch and fourth in the entire NFL is crazy.
Unbelievable. A rookie tight end.
A
at that.
rookie tight end. He catches the ball behind the line of scrimmage. Yes, they throw so many screens to Devon Achane.
Even Jonnu Smith is up there too.
Yeah. It's actually insane.
Hmm.
You know who I'm not surprised, or you know who I'm surprised hasn't showed up on like any of these things we're looking at? Trey McBride. For receiving yards, he was up there. But like otherwise, not really.
So,
Yeah,
18th.
he's 18th, but it's like 120 receptions, no touchdowns is so insane. 120 targets, 92 receptions.
Deontay Johnson looking ass.
Actually crazy. Yeah, he
That is
broke
true.
Deontay's record. Okay, back to Broncos Bengals. I want to say that the Broncos can win this game, but they've been a little weird.
Yeah.
Been a little shaky. I know they got the win over the Chargers, but they've been a little bit shaky, and I think they're running into the issue of like there's not a guy on offense. Like there's not a guy other than probably PS2 on this whole team.
Yeah.
He's the only guy.
Yeah.
Everybody else is just like, okay,
Nameless faces.
yeah, no, I'm gonna hit a little. I don't even know what the fuck you'd call this, but like there's guys and there's dudes. A lot of dudes on the Broncos, one guy.
Yeah. One guy.
I
Maybe
think
two guys.
Bo Nix is getting close.
Yeah.
Bo Nix is getting close to guy, but he's still a rookie. So I would only give him. He's like a good dude, high level dude, borderline guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Broncos are just full of dudes, no guys. The Bengals, couple guys on the Bengals.
Yeah. Maybe not a lot
Low
of dudes.
dudes.
Yeah, low
on
dudes.
And T. Higgins and Burrow both banged up. Higgins is definitely one to watch for his status in this game. Burrow's going to play. But T. Higgins is one to watch for his status for that one.
Yeah, PS2 and Jamar is definitely going to be a matchup to watch this game.
Not excited that I'm playing in the Fantasy Football Championship, and that is the matchup I have to deal with. Because I would love a good, classic Jamar Chase 60 piece. But
Yeah.
we'll have to get our points
see.
elsewhere. I'm thinking that it's going to be high scoring. I know that the Broncos have a decent defense, but every now and then they look pretty bad. It's going to be high scoring. I think I'm going to take the Bengals. It just feels like they're the kind of team that will just keep scoring over and over and over and over again. And I think the Broncos defense is great, but it's one that like you can get past. You can get through them, especially with how talented this Bengals offense is. I'm going to take the Bengals, and I'm going to go 31-27.
I like it. I'm going to go 28-24 Broncos.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then 8 p.m. on Saturday, Cardinals-Rams. Trey Benson and James Conner limited participants on Wednesday. So the running game not looking good for the Cardinals.
We got some.
From what I've seen, James Conner might be trending towards not playing or being limited on snaps.
Yeah.
Rams are already a 6.5-point favorite at home. Things just don't look good right now for the Cardinals.
No. They've kind of fallen apart.
Yeah, last week, bad performance by Trey McBride as well. Kyler's just looked kind of weak. Last year, coming off a loss to the Panthers.
Yeah. Coming off a double XP weekend.
Yeah. Not a lot of things going in the Cardinals' favor. There's a couple of, still some bright spots. James Conner's had a great year, and obviously Trey McBride, and there's been some guys that have showed up, especially in the secondary on the defense for the Cardinals that I've really liked. But what the Rams have going on right now is super weird. Every now and then the offense shows up. Sometimes they don't, and they still somehow manage to win those games. But when this offense shows up, Matthew Stafford looks like he's still in his prime. And Puka puts up crazy numbers. Or Kyron Williams shows up and has a crazy year. He's already, 1,200 yards, 13 touchdowns. It's fantastic for Kyron Williams.
Yeah.
And every now and then they can pull that out. But sometimes they'll win a game 12-6. It's super odd how inconsistent this offense gets. And I think part of it is because Cooper Kupp is just not being a huge impact player like he has in the past. It's clear that the injury history has caught up to him. And I think that's the thing that sticks out to me most about what this offense is missing compared to past years of dominant offense from the Rams. And it's that Cooper Kupp isn't just out there doing it every single week. Obviously, Puka puts up great numbers, and he's missed a little bit of time, so his numbers are a little lower than most guys for the season. But, Cooper Kupp, 66 receptions for him in 11 games is not bad at all. It just doesn't seem like it's the same guy. He doesn't seem like he's the same guy.
Exactly. I think one thing that the Rams have done a good job in doing, though, especially this was kind of more of an offseason thing, but they did not let Aaron Donald retiring throw that defense in the garbage at all.
The defense didn't miss us. They did the right thing in the draft, going 2 defensive linemen back to back.
Yeah.
Now, now I'm a little biased on who they are, but they were 2 great draft picks that have been playing extremely well.
No, Jared Verse is really fun to watch.
Yeah, and Braden Fisk just jumps around the entire defensive line exactly the way that I thought that they would treat him.
Yeah.
Where sometimes he lines up straight up the middle of defensive tackle, sometimes he's on the edge. It works perfectly, and when you have Byron Young and Jared Verse coming off the edge, and Michael Hoke for that matter, coming off the edge, this defensive line is almost as scary as when it was just Aaron Donald doing it by himself.
Yeah, if we're looking at their kind of defensive numbers on the year stat-wise, there isn't a guy with a lot of sacks, but they have a lot of sacks just kind of spread out across the board.
Yeah, between their top 3, you're looking at 19 sacks.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Which is really good.
Yeah, especially when one of them, at the highest, Kobe Turner, has 7.
Yeah, and then you have 2 really guys impressive. At 6.
Yeah, it's really impressive numbers. And I think, the tackle for loss numbers are amazing. Jared Verse with 11 tackles for loss as an outside linebacker is fantastic.
Yeah.
And what they've done super well is stop the run. And if the Cardinals are banged up in the running game, I think the Rams will just be extremely, extremely successful because when the Cardinals get pinned down and the running game's not going for them, the passing game is so much worse for them too.
Definitely.
And I think that's probably going to prove costly. I think the Rams end up kind of blowing them out here.
Yeah, and I know you said that you liked a lot of the secondary guys kind of stepping up on the Cardinals team. They might, not be the guys to step up in this game.
Exactly.
So I'm going to go ahead and give a score prediction.
Yeah.
Rams 31, Cardinals 17.
I'm going to go Rams 24, Cardinals 10. A little bit lower scoring.
Yeah.
I just think I think the Rams defense is really going to step up here. All right, on to Sunday. Only got 9 games Sunday with all these extra games that have been played throughout the week. So start off Jets, Bills. Bills 8.5-point favorites. Actually going to be some favorable weather up in Buffalo.
Yeah.
51 degrees is a lucky thing to come by on December 29th.
Yeah. We're on milestone watch too.
Yes.
I will definitely be tuning into this game because I would love to see A-Rod throw number 500.
Yes, Aaron Rodgers seeking touchdown 500.
He's at 499.
Yeah.
Right now.
He also was making jokes on the Pat McAfee show earlier this week about how funny it would be if he got cut by a 16-year-old.
He's awesome.
Yeah, he is. And I wish I could go into this game thinking the Jets are going to play good football. But I can't. I just can't. And they have played fine a couple of these weeks, but like a few of these outcomes that the Jets have had just stick out to me so bad.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, I can't count on them to have a great game, especially against the Buffalo Bills, who have just, by all means, like, they have tried and tried and tried every single week, and they just keep getting results, especially at home. 7-0 at home. But, like, doesn't matter the injuries. Last week, we knew what was going to happen when 4 guys in the secondary for the Bills were injured. Guess what? The offense steps up. They get a win.
Yeah.
Like, they do whatever it takes each week to get wins. And, luckily some of these guys are coming back. But, like, last week you were without Damar Hamlin, Taylor Rapp, Cam Lewis, and Rasul Douglas.
Mm-hmm.
The secondary was never going to look good. And what did the final score end up being for the Bills last week? I know it was a high-scoring one. Sorry, that was the Patriots game. But, yeah, 24-21. You end up having a really close game.
Yeah.
Came down to the wire because you're missing key contributors on defense.
Still
of course
won.
That's going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yes, they're giving up a ton of points. Like, they gave up 42 to the Lions, but they got the win. They gave up 44 to the Rams. They lost, but they scored 42 points. And even with these defensive injuries that they're seeing, they're finding ways to win, and it's obviously off the back of Josh Allen. Yeah, first game in 8 games they didn't score 30 points was against the Patriots. Yeah, and the Chiefs haven't done it yet. It's crazy. That is crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the team looks great. I thought the Jets looked good last week against the Rams.
Yeah.
They were stringing together some nice
Yeah, they
offensive
did.
drives. Yeah, and I get technically A-Rod not having the worst year.
No, not a bad year really at all. I think it was just the early failure and the failure to win games
Yeah.
is what makes this season look worse than it really is. And also, like, stop going off passing yards, people. Please stop going off passing yards for anything this year because they're just down in general.
Yeah.
Passing yards are just so far down. So, like, when you look at a performance where Aaron Rodgers, throws for under 200 multiple times, it's still a good game.
Yeah.
When
like
he's not throwing picks.
scroll down to the Titans game. Like, or sorry, not. Yeah. That one right
that
there.
Titans game he played just fine.
Like, really?
Yeah.
Not that bad at all.
There's been a lot of games like that for him this season and for other quarterbacks. So I'm tired of people judging off that number because everybody's passing yards are down. Yeah, I can't pick against the Bills. I do think that there will be some points scored in this game. But yeah, I can't pick against the Bills. So I'm going to take the Bills. I'm going to go 28-20. Bills?
28-20.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 31-21 Bills.
Okay.
Just because I think they'll put up 30. At least
All
they should, because if you go back to the injury report, I think Quentin Williams is questionable. Sauce Gardner's questionable.
Yeah, I know Sauce was questionable.
So,
All right, next game. Raiders 1-point favorites on the road against the Saints. This one, yeah, it stinks. Really, really bad. Especially when you factor in that Derek Carr and Kamara still haven't practiced yet. So they missed last week. Yeah, we got a couple stinkers on Sunday. Yeah, so probably not going to see Derek Carr. Probably not going to see Alvin Kamara. Still getting Desmond Shitter for the Raiders.
Yep.
Olave had a full practice though.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's really good.
So we'll see if he plays. That'd be nice. Is it worth him playing? Probably not, because you will have Spencer Rattler against Desmond Ridder this week.
Definitely.
And
yeah.
That's
Man,
the NFL equivalent of terrorism.
The Saints last week too. Jesus. Didn't put up any kind of effort against the Packers.
Shut out by the Packers on Monday Night Football.
Yeah. That was bad.
That was a really bad game.
Really, really bad.
God, the only thing to talk about in this game is like Brock Bowers.
Yeah.
What will Brock Bowers do is all that needs to happen. Like even for the Max Crosby's on the IR, so no Max Crosby in this game.
Yeah.
There is nothing, literally nothing to care about here at all.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You're exactly right.
And obviously it's not like we went into this season thinking these were like crazy good teams. I do have to call you out for thinking that the Raiders might be good.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. It actually ended up being the other shitty team from that division last year that was good. So,
yeah.
Not the
fair.
Raiders. Yeah, they suck.
Fuck this game, dude. Raiders 13, Saints 12.
Raiders 17, Saints 10.
Yeah, like I feel like the Raiders should lose on purpose, but they won't. I know they won't. Antonio Pierce said in a press conference it's not happening. So somebody straight up asked him.
Yeah.
Which we can all kind of just expect. What are you doing right now, Nathan? Oh, okay. Yeah, we can talk about Jackson Powers Johnson. Because I had my own comparison for what he looked like the other day. Because of a particular picture. I don't think that one works because he doesn't have a mustache. It's in the same thing. He doesn't really have a good enough mustache. If he had a better mustache, that would work.
Yeah.
But that picture of him in the tunnel, he looks like Peter Griffin. I don't know if we'll find it here, but the picture that I saw of him in the tunnel with just button-up shirt and slacks on, he looked like Peter Griffin. Yeah, this game blows.
It's nice for Olave,
man. Yeah. I hope he actually gets to play because I need some serious hits to the head in twice this season. It's scary.
It is.
For sure.
Maybe he should just hold off. I mean, the Saints are dog shit.
Yeah, no, there's no use in playing.
Yeah.
The only thing that the Saints have to play for is to see if Darren Rizzi becomes the full-time head coach at the end of the year. That's the only thing you're looking for. And he might. I've liked, him as a coach for them, but it's not like it's winning games. But I guess you could say the same for Antonio Pierce last year and he earned the job.
Yeah.
But it does seem like guys are bought in on Darren Rizzi as the head coach. So maybe the Saints do roll with him. Let's move to the next game. Colts 7.5-point favorites on the road versus the Giants. Anthony Richardson's status is up in the air, which maybe is a good thing for the Colts. I know he's banged up. It's a back injury and a foot injury. So we'll see what that looks like. Colts technically still in the playoff race at 7-8. They're one of the three teams that would need the Broncos and Chargers both to lose out if they want to make it in. And the Giants have the sole sole possession of the first overall pick right now. Yet to win a home game is a weird thing. Having 2 wins and not winning at home is crazy.
It is. Yeah.
There's so many things about the New York Giants that I want to say I like. Malik Neighbors is awesome. And Tyrone Tracy has great moments all the time.
Yeah.
And I like watching the way that Wan'Dale Robinson gets used in this offense. The problem is that the quarterback situation is unbearable.
Yeah,
Like,
genuinely, the Giants are not that bad of a team to watch.
no.
Like on TV,
No.
they have guys.
Yeah, like obviously I liked watching that game last week because the Falcons put the beats on them.
Yeah,
But what the fuck did you just pull up? Just yeah, well, my go-to for these kinds of games, which these two teams suck enough that I don't even know if I could say, but I used to say this a lot. I think I said it a lot last year, is two drunk people fighting. That's what this is. Yeah. This game isn't even that because, like, this is like the Colts are sober. The Colts
Yeah.
are sober beating up a drunk guy.
yeah. We'll go like sober homeschool people.
What? It's like a sober guy who doesn't know how to fight and a drunk guy that wants to fight. I think that's what it more looks like. Yeah. It's
Who
a
was
really
homeschooled.
short, sober guy who overthrows his wide receivers a lot.
Homeschooled and awkward.
Yeah.
Sober.
Yeah. The Giants are going to lose on purpose.
Bad.
What? Yeah, they're going to draft Shedeur. It's true. I don't
Fair.
know. I want them to take Cam Ward for the future of their franchise, but they'll probably take Shedeur, which can happen.
Did you not see the video of what he said?
I saw something about, like, he said it feels like it's getting more real or something. I saw that.
Yeah, they were talking about getting drafted while they were like
Yeah.
tossing a ball around, and they were like, "What if somebody trades up to get you?" He said, "You can't get lower than 1,"
Yeah.
because he said he knows what team's trying to pick him already, and he was playing catch with Malik Neighbors in the middle of New York City.
Yeah, I know. Hey, the draft process is a grueling thing.
Does
Go
he know
ahead
that
and
their
start looking at
offensive line is
property.
about as good as Colorado's?
They sign new offensive linemen every year, and somehow Evan Neal still is there. They literally signed 2 offensive linemen in the offseason. Evan Neal's still over there at right guard.
Yeah.
They even moved him from right tackle to right guard so he could be closer to the quarterback so it's easier to hear the calls from the center and the quarterback. And he still started 3 times against the Falcons.
He's a mess.
And I saw him on his face more than I saw him blocking
Plus,
against the Falcons.
with false starts, that means he probably false started more that didn't get called.
Oh, yeah.
Like Juwan Taylor, who
Yeah.
false starts just about every play, but it doesn't
Exactly.
get called.
Yeah.
It's almost impressive.
Yeah. Enough of this game. Colts 20, Giants 3.
I was thinking the same thing.
Cowboys Eagles. Now that we have the news that CeeDee Lamb's also not playing, give me Rico Dowdle over 200 rushing yards.
You think he'll be at 1,100 by the end of this game? 900 yards for Rico Dowdle and 1 touchdown is
Yeah.
insane.
Now Saquon doesn't need that. He doesn't need that many yards to get to Eric Dickerson's record. It's just he has the extra game. I believe Eric Dickerson, like, he only needs 200 yards over the next 2 games or something, like 200 something yards.
Yeah.
Really? Pull up Dickerson's record, because I thought it was like 2,100. Because not a lot of people get far past 2,000. I could be wrong, because I thought I saw something saying that, like, he only needed like 100, just over 100 in each game. Oh, really? So he needs. Okay. He could do that.
He could.
He needs what, like 275? 270 across 2 games. So he's looking at 135.
I mean, Derrick Henry had almost 150 on 27
And against
carries.
the Cowboys,
It could
Saquon
happen.
Could definitely.
I think it could happen.
267.
It's unlikely, but it's definitely not a 0%
Yeah, no,
chance.
there's not a 0% chance, but he does have an extra game
Yeah.
to play than Eric Dickerson had. Yeah, no, they could still play. They're out of the playoff picture, though. They are eliminated from the playoffs, but it's always weird with division games late in the season, because it's like, yeah, if the Cowboys try, maybe they give the Eagles a game, but maybe they don't, and then, like, it's all for naught, and by the second half they give up.
Yeah.
Now, Jalen Hurts, yet to practice. He's yet to clear concussion protocol, and he has the finger injury from last week.
Yeah.
Which is why Kenny Pickett was in and why that game was, obviously came all the way down to the end.
I loved that game.
I will like to point this out. If you look at the injury report and you don't look at the actual injuries or why players didn't practice, you'll be very confused about the Eagles. But because they held a practice on Wednesday on Christmas, but they let so many players rest.
Yeah.
That like Saquon, A.J. Brown, Landon Dickerson, Lane Johnson, Darius Slay, and Josh Sweat all didn't practice on Wednesday.
Yeah.
They're all just listed for rest because they just gave them Christmas off.
Yeah, they're not, nurturing an injury. They're laid up in the mansion with their beautiful families, opening beautiful gifts. And
exactly.
Probably,
What did you say? Okay, so if Saquon gets 50 yards in this game or just like each game? Oh, just 50 more yards. He'll be top 10 all time. Okay.
That's
look,
impressive,
honestly,
man.
Like, what does he need to get to 200? He needs 2,000, 162. That's doable for sure.
Barclay 2K.
And guess what? He'll be fourth. I'm going to just ignore that. He'll be fourth in MVP voting if he gets 2,000 yards.
Third.
Guaranteed. No, fourth.
Third.
Behind Jared Goff, he'll be fourth.
Jared Goff's so boring.
I know, Jared Goff is boring as shit, but like the fact that, yes, Saquon could rush for 2,000. Low-key, though, should Jamar have more Heisman votes? Sorry, not Heisman votes. MVP votes?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll say the same thing for, I forget what year it was.
With the Saquon Jamar thing, I'm probably more thinking Offensive Player of the Year. Because Saquon is on a winning team. He's the best player on a winning team. Jamar's team, not as good. But his numbers have been crazy.
Yeah.
So I think he'd probably be more Offensive Player of the Year. He would be higher than Saquon in my eyes.
Yeah. Reminds me a lot of 2017 Antonio Brown when he was threatening an MVP award to the NFL. I don't remember what his stats looked like, but I remember, never forget this. He got hurt, and as he was getting helped off the field, he was like limping, and the Steelers fans were chanting MVP at him. It was badass. Wonder what
up the stats.
Yeah, I don't know what his stats looked like that year, though.
While we're doing this, let's just go ahead and get some score predictions here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go obviously the Eagles. Man, I don't know because I feel like it might get out of hand in the second half, but at the same time, I feel like the Eagles could just be up enough to like coast the second half.
2017 Philly.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Oh man, I forgot Kenny Pickett might be starting. I'm gonna go 20-10 Philly. Okay, so this is 2017 Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
Jamar's already got way more.
He was
than all
hurt a couple of those. Is that against New England at the bottom there? That was the game where they were chanting at him because he got hurt.
Yeah.
But that's an insane season. Back to.
Can we talk about that Jacksonville game? 19 targets.
Yeah.
Week 5. 19 targets, 10 receptions, 157, no touchdowns. That's a weird-ass game. That game's crazy against Baltimore. 18 targets, 11 receptions, 213, no touchdowns.
Yeah, well,
and he fumbled.
The 3 games before that, 144 yards, 169, 101, 213.
Yeah, that's a crazy 4-game stretch.
How do you get 213 yards and don't score a touchdown?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, like what was his over-under on yards after 144 and then 169? Yeah, he did have a weird stretch there in the middle.
Yeah.
After 2 back-to-back 150s.
Yeah.
Back-to-back 150s, and then it goes 65, 70, 47. It goes 144, 169, 101, 213.
So, but still, so more receptions than Jamar, but way less touchdowns.
No, less receptions, more targets.
Oh, yeah, I read it wrong. My bad. Yeah, way down on touchdowns though compared to Jamar.
Yeah. Yeah, 2012 AP. Yeah. That's crazy that Adrian Peterson is the last non-quarterback MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, so 6 years.
Yeah, 6 years separate those two
for AP.
Yeah.
Dang.
That's insane.
LT had a good
I'll be
year.
honest. I know, like, right now I'm picking against the running back, but, like, Derrick Henry, when he ran for 2,000, should have won it over Brady.
Yeah.
Brady did not have that crazy of a season.
No. No.
I will always hate that one. 2005 and 6 running backs.
Yeah.
Who was 2005? Sean
Wow,
Alexander
the
with an
Eagle.
MVP is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was a Seahawk. Yeah.
Did he
Seahawk.
play for the? No, I'm thinking of Westbrook, not Sean Alexander. Whoever that Westbrook guy was, he was nasty for the
What?
Eagles. Forget what his name was.
I have no idea who you're talking
Early
about.
2000s running back. He was disgusting.
For the
Eagles.
The only Eagles running back I can think
Man,
of.
this podcast has really just been two
Yeah,
dudes
we're-
talking.
We're over. Yeah,
I mean, I'm fine.
We're all over the place, but
We don't have a lot of really stuff to talk about.
no,
today,
there's
though.
not a ton. Yeah, LaShawn
No.
McCoy was who I was thinking of.
Brian Westbrook.
Brian Westbrook?
He was.
Was he good?
Yes.
Okay.
He was crazy.
Can we see his numbers? I've never heard of this guy.
Really, dude.
Out of Villanova. True Philly guy.
Yeah, it's like for 2 years. He was insane.
Did he win an MVP? No. Where did he finish in voting in 2007? Scroll over to the right. Oh, no, he was all pro first team. That's what that is. Okay. That's
So not
pretty
that
crazy.
good. Just one of those guys.
You had a 2,000 scrimmage yard season, 2,100. It's
Yeah.
pretty solid. That's a pretty good stretch. 2006, 2007. It's got nothing on Priest Holmes, but
That season's crazy.
3 straight seasons for Priest Holmes were unbelievable. He never did anything else ever. Insane. Like, at least this guy had, like, respectable seasons outside of that.
Yeah.
Priest Holmes essentially played 3 years of good football and, like, 7 years total.
Quick fun stat about that scrimmage yards.
Yeah.
That amount for a season puts him 48th all time in a single
insane.
season.
Wow.
What is the most scrimmage yards in a season? I've never really thought about that.
2,509.
Who did that?
You want to take a guess? I'll give you each one guess.
Can we get, like, an era?
2000s to 2010s.
Okay.
It happened in the 2000s.
Adrian Peterson?
Nope.
No.
He's 9th. But it was in 2012.
It could be LT, but I doubt it. He didn't really get thrown to that much, I don't think.
I don't know if he. You said
LT
this.
has 2 inside the top 10.
That's crazy.
You said it was in the 2012 season. He did this.
Mm-hmm. You actually.
No, AP is the one that did the 2012 season, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did this in
This was-
2009.
Oh.
Okay, 2009. Okay.
It's quite obvious if you think about what happened that year.
Okay. Well, the Steelers beat the Cardinals in the Super Bowl that year. So it would, but it wouldn't have been a player from either of those two teams.
You actually said his nickname earlier.
What?
What?
What nickname? Oh, no.
Oh crap!
And if Nathan knows it, it's a popular one.
It is. It's a very popular nickname.
For
What? 2009? Wait, what nicknames have we been saying?
crap, dude. I'm struggling.
Shit.
2009, they had 2,500 yards scrimmage.
They did 25.
2,509.
Did their team go to the playoffs that year?
I'm not going to playoffs in 2009, so that doesn't help me.
I might know.
Luke might know that.
Yeah, you might. I was 6 years old, man.
Praying that they're an NFC or AFC
Yeah.
guy.
No, they did not.
I wonder if any of our viewers that are listening right now know.
Probably
I'm
not.
sure they know.
I'm
Exactly
sure everybody
who this
stopped
is.
listening when we keep going silent for like 5 minutes.
That's
Oh, it was CJ2K.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense. I
Earlier
didn't know
he
why
said
you-
Barclay.
Yeah,
2K.
Barclay
didn't.
2K. Because it was so bad.
I thought it was quite obvious. Like he's known for 2K.
Yeah, I know. I just didn't think about scrimmage yards.
The
for him.
Titans were not in the playoffs that year either, I don't think.
Probably not. They were
They were
pretty
not.
bad.
I think they were 7-9 the year that he went nuclear. But anyway.
It might have been. I have no idea.
All right, what dog shit game we got next?
Panthers Buccaneers.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, Bucks 8-point favorites.
I mean, I guess filled with division implications for the Buccaneers.
Yeah, this is a very important game, especially for Falcons fans because the Falcons are playing the Commanders. But Panthers Buccaners could fuck around and win this game.
I don't know what to say about the Buccaneers after they clearly lost to the Cowboys. Not just gave up a game. They just lost.
Yeah, and as of right now, Kadon and Antoine Winfield, who didn't play last week, still haven't practiced this week.
Yeah.
So they might be missing them again. And the Panthers were really good last week. Really good. I know it was a close game and they won in overtime against the Cardinals, but it was really good.
Yeah, matchup predictor probably has this one wrong.
Definitely. At least by that huge of a total. I know, yes, Tampa Bay 8-point favorites, but I like that they have that up at the top, that preview thing right there, because Bucky Irving will go insane in this game, and so will Chuba Hubbard probably.
Cancel each other out there.
Yeah, but I do think the Panthers cannot defend the run whatsoever. It's hard to watch the Panthers play, watch Bryce Young smile ear to ear in his post-game press conference, and not want to pick them every week.
Yeah, I know.
I want them to succeed, mainly because they're obviously, they're not going to change anything that happens to the Falcons at this point.
Yeah.
But if they win this game, it really helps us out.
Definitely. For sure.
Shit. I wanna pick Carolina, but I don't think I can.
I'm kind of feeling an upset from Carolina this game. I really like it.
Okay.
Love the upset.
I'm gonna
go 20-17.
Okay. I'm gonna go
Panthers.
Buccaneers 27-20. Yeah. Buccaneers 27-20. Yeah. Bad beat on the over. And on the spread, honestly. Because I would assume it will be a late field goal by the Panthers. That keeps them in that game. Yes, we're going to talk about it because I have to talk about the Jaguars' schedule here. Titans, 1-point favorites taking on the Jaguars. The Jags are on the tour to shit right now. Absolutely on the tour to shit. These are their last 5 games of the season. They played the Titans, the Jets, the Raiders, the Titans, and then they play the Colts, which the Colts, I guess, are fine, but they're really not that good. How did this happen, scheduling-wise? They take on the Panthers have 4 wins, 3 wins? The Jets have 4 wins now. The Raiders have 3 wins, and then they play the Titans again, who they just beat 10-6 a month ago. Yes, and it's the Colts, and they suck.
This game has 24 losses in it.
Yes.
I
hate this.
Wow.
I hate everything about this game. Can we flex them to play other teams? I know it's a division game, but yeah. Is this I think this will be my weekly tie.
I know we've taken a lot of extra time here. What do you guys think the Jaguars need to look for in the draft? Because they got a good wide receiver. Trevor Lawrence is okay. Maybe not health-wise, but what do you think they look at?
Are there any good linebackers in this draft?
Tank Bigsby's been pretty good for them.
Yeah, no, I haven't really delved deep yet into names. They'll probably go on the defensive side of the ball.
They're going to have an early pick.
I'd probably go to the secondary. I think there's things you can work on with the guys you have on the defensive line. I'd probably go to the secondary and then look for offensive weapons later in the draft. Because you do probably need
could
more.
Get Travis Hunter and use him as both.
Maybe, but they're not going to pick high enough for him.
Yeah.
If they lose out.
Yeah, but the Patriots are ahead of them.
Yeah, that's fair.
And the Patriots would probably take Travis Hunter before the Jags could get him.
So you think they would look at a DB or a safety here?
Yeah, actually, that's the thing, is they're picking really high. I could see them as a team that trades down.
What do they trade for?
Probably second round and third round picks.
You don't think they'd try to
try to get quantity?
I think they need to fire their coach too. So that could change
I
what their
can't
draft
wait
process
till
looks
we
like.
get closer to the draft. I love draft
Yeah.
Me
season.
too.
I love draft season on the
Yeah,
podcast.
It's
I
fun.
know the YouTube
And if you're
viewers like the
listening,
draft.
make sure you're staying for April 24th for the
Yes.
draft live stream.
Yes.
It's already
annual
confirmed.
thing. Yep.
It's already confirmed.
It's already locked
We're
in.
gonna
Just be
force-
ready for it.
Whether Luke wants to be here or not, we're gonna force him to drive home.
I'll come get you.
Yeah, that'd be horrible.
And
drive.
I'm gonna make Mike be in studio with us too.
Yes, let's have Mike in
That's
studio, and we can
That's
watch
happening.
the Jaguars trade down.
We might have to switch to the couch. Nah. Well, you'll just be off. You won't have a mic, and
Damn.
because there's only 4 inputs. Spaceball, yeah. Well, we might go for the couch, and we could put 3 on the couch if Luke's on the couch the whole time. Because we did him and Colin on the couch with me in the chair, and everything fit in frame. We'll figure it out by then. We
Yeah.
got plenty of time. Plenty of time. What we don't have plenty of time is on this podcast, so we need to move. Dolphins 6.5-point favorites versus the Browns. Only 2 4:00 games this week.
We didn't get
this
a
is one of them.
score.
Sorry, Jaguars Titans 0-0.
6-3 Titans.
There we go. Dolphins 6.5-point favorites against the Browns. DTR still starting. Dolphins maybe can run the ball now. They did run the ball really well last week.
With the pace that you were just moving at, I could hear Chris Berman going whoop, whoop, whoop.
Raiders. Yeah.
Bad
I hate this game. DTR is going to lose this game. That's all I know.
Yeah.
I need a big defense from the Dolphins. Big performance from the Dolphins defense. I
Saw
picked them
some-
up for the fantasy championship.
I saw some chatter today that the Eagles are favorite to trade for Myles Garrett.
I saw that too.
Crazy.
That scares the fuck out of me.
I would hate that. I want him to stay in the division.
See, the thing is,
I love playing against Myles Garrett.
Yeah, you like
Hell
when
yeah.
he kills your quarterback.
I don't care. I just like playing against him.
Why?
Why? Because I want to beat him.
That's fair.
I like the competitiveness, and I hate that guy.
Yeah, if he's on the Eagles, you guys will never beat him.
No, especially if we're going to Philly. God.
Yeah, there is nobody to hate on the Browns if Garrett leaves.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't hate Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
No
You'll
matter
just-
what.
You'll just be forced to hate Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah. Crap.
Or Denzel Ward, I guess.
I like Denzel Ward, though.
Yeah.
He's nasty.
Yeah, Nick
Yeah.
Chubb. You hate him enough. You guys ruined his career. Yeah. Dolphins, Browns. Dolphins 27, Browns 6.
Dolphins 20, Browns 3.
Nice.
I
All
already
right.
picked a 20-3.
We got a good game here. Packers, 1-point favorites on the road versus the Vikings. Absolutely fantastic matchup. Big deal for the Vikings, especially.
Yep.
Because they're still tied with the Lions for the lead in this division, but the Lions hold it with the tiebreak.
So what would happen if the Vikings lost out and the Packers won out? What would the tiebreak look like then?
The Lions would also have to lose out, which they probably won't because
No,
they play the 49ers.
What I'm saying is, would the Packers be second place or would the Vikings be second place?
Who won it earlier in the year? The Vikings. The Vikings beat them earlier in the year. So if the Packers won, they'd be tied on that.
And at
Then
the
it would come.
conference
It would
games-
it'd come down to conference record
Yeah.
and all sorts of shit
Yeah.
in the tiebreaker, which I can't keep up with.
What a division that's been.
That
And what a
division's
game
been
this
amazing.
is. Really important for the Vikings. And I mean, like, the Packers would always want to spoil,
Yeah.
what the Vikings are doing.
Oh, so the Vikings would still have the tiebreak over them?
Yeah.
Because I don't think they. Wait, no. Everybody plays a division game week 17.
So
play
they
the Lions.
could.
Vikings Lions week 17 is crazy.
Wow.
They could make some shit happen here.
Yeah, they definitely could.
So what do we think happens in this game in particular? Because Christian Watson did not practice, leaving. He left Monday Night Football with an injury. But that Packers team looked amazing against the Saints. I know the Saints really suck, but that
Still-
was the performance that the Packers needed.
You still
going into
shut
this
out an NFL
Yeah.
team, though.
Yeah.
Impressive.
First time in the series between these two teams that they both have 11+ wins.
That's kind of ridiculous because they've both historically been good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
I guess it's tough for two teams to be good at the same time in the same division. But what's crazy is they're both not the best team in the division.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Like, I have a feeling that, no matter how this game goes, I'm sure the Packers will beat the Bears next week. And like for the fact that third place will have 12 wins.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Actually unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vikings, Packers will be two of the wild card teams. The other wild card team is like a toss-up between the Falcons, Seahawks, Buccaneers. The Commanders are really the other one because the Vikings and Packers have both already clinched playoff spots. There hasn't even been a winner in the West or the South yet. Like right now, the way that the playoffs would be is the Falcons would have to play the Vikings and the Rams would have to play the Packers in the first round, and then the Eagles would play the Commanders. Which, yeah, no, this game expensive as fuck to get into. US Bank Stadium is already an expensive stadium to get into.
Yeah,
$326. Yeah, I can't decide what I think gives one of these teams an advantage in this game.
I would say Josh Jacobs plays well.
Yeah.
It'd be a bad day.
That's fair. I agree. If Josh Jacobs does play well, it'll be a game changer. I think
but I think Aaron Jones also has to play well.
Yeah. One big thing, Harrison Smith didn't practice Wednesday. If they're missing Harrison Smith, I think Blake Cashman as well was either did not practice or a limited participant. So that's another big defensive player for the Vikings.
I think another big game-changing factor, does Jordan Love turn the ball over or not?
Yeah, obviously that's kind of been a thing. He hasn't been turning the ball over these last couple of weeks.
Yeah,
but he's also had some of his worst statistically games this season.
Yeah,
I think it's tough. Oh God.
I love that in slow-mo.
Caleb Williams, Christmas gift to the O-line. It's just guy punching the camera through a Christmas gift bag.
His face changed.
Yeah. I think. Oh, fuck.
I think for the Packers, you also need a wide receiver to really step up in this game too.
Especially if Christian Watson's out. Jaden Reed's got to show up. I know he's had a decent season, and I know we talk about this all the time where like anybody could show up. Somebody has to. Like you can get a good game out of Tucker Kraft every now and then. You can get a good game out of Jaden Reed. You don't have Christian Watson, who's your biggest deep ball threat, but Romeo Doubs has been very consistent. I wouldn't say he's putting up great numbers or anything, but he's been consistent at the end of the season so far. And obviously Josh Jacobs has been unbelievable the last couple of weeks at just fighting for extra yardage. And these are two running backs that are really good at it. I think right now I'm going with the Vikings because of the consistency of the quarterback play and the consistency of the offensive weapons right now.
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson's rolling. Jordan Addison is hitting stride at the perfect time. Aaron Jones has been extremely consistent and had a good week last week. And Sam Darnold isn't turning the ball over right now. He's throwing for touchdowns. He's throwing for a high percentage. I think the consistency from the offensive weapons and the fact that the offense is healthy for the Vikings is what I think will make them win this game.
Yeah. Is Jair Alexander back?
I believe he was a limited participant.
Limited participant. Can we go back and check that, Nathan?
He is questionable. I'm sure if we clicked on his name, could see it. Limited participant today.
So he'll probably play.
Probably.
I'm going to ride with the Packers off of inconsistencies that we've seen in Minnesota's offense earlier in the year. I think Josh Jacobs is a huge factor in this game. And I think Jair Alexander coming back could also pose a huge factor for, Justin Jefferson and the rest of that offense. So I'm going to take the Packers 28-21.
Okay, I've got a kind of a weird score here. I'm going to go with the Vikings. I'm going to go 30-23.
Whoa.
Decent amount of field goals here is what I'm thinking.
I like it.
Because like these are two teams where offensively they're great. The defenses step up often, And I think that's going to cause quite a few field goals in this game.
So you'll have a lot of drives where whoever's on offense will be moving down the field and just kind of hit a wall sort of thing.
I think what it comes down to is like you'll see drives, I think, really primarily by the Packers in this way, where like they move down the field pretty good. They get to like, the 45 and they need a first down, 1st and 10 on the 45. They run the ball with Jacobs like 2 times in that drive.
Yeah.
And like he just doesn't get enough yardage.
Mm-hmm.
And you end up at like a 4th and 1 and it's like, we got to kick the field goal.
Yeah. Fair.
That's what I'm seeing here for the Packers, especially coming up against the Vikings defense, who has been pretty good rush defense and put some good pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah.
But I think either way that this game goes, I think it's going to be extremely entertaining.
Oh, for
It'll be a
sure.
very fun game to watch this week.
Definitely.
Okay, Sunday Night Football. This one got flexed to Sunday Night Football. Falcons, Commanders. Commanders 4.5-point favorites at home on Sunday Night Football. Terry McLaurin's status is up in the air right now, which is a game changer. Drake London as well. Limited practice for Terry with a hurt ankle on Thursday. I know Drake London and Lorenzo Carter are good signs that they were limited in practice. Drake with the knee injury that took him out in the 4th quarter last week. Lorenzo Carter, they just have him as questionable. They don't have any injury details on him, but good to see that he was even limited.
So I guess my question to you as a Falcons fan is, if Jaden Daniels is slinging it, can Michael Penix keep up?
That's, I think, the biggest question mark. And I think what's nice about the way that we have handled this quarterback situation, Kirk's still there.
Yeah.
If things really go down the shitter, Kirk is still there.
And Kirk would, on a good day, be able to sling it with anybody.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, if Kirk comes out and shows up, that's great. But I think what we saw last week is that we've got to get early points. Got to get early points for Penix to feel comfortable for the rest of the game, especially against an opponent like Commanders. Because look, he could, if he wants to show up and show out, this is the defense to do it against.
Mm-hmm.
This is a defense as well that is injured in the secondary already. So if there's a team to go out and have the offensive performance of a lifetime in your first real must-win game, same goes for your head coach and your offensive coordinator.
Yep.
Both of them, first time in these positions in their careers, that they have a real must-win game to make the playoffs, essentially. Because if the Falcons lose this game, they're not getting the final wild card spot.
Yeah.
And if the Buccaneers win and we lose, then we lose the lead in the division. So
it's a massive game.
Yeah,
really.
This is truly must-win if you want to make the playoffs this year. And I think for Raheem Morris, this is an important game to win because, obviously, making the playoffs in your first year is a great step forward from what we looked at these last couple of years from Arthur Smith. And and this would be not only a good win, but an impressive win to take you into the playoffs. Look,
definitely.
Even if you win this division, you got to take on the Vikings, who kicked your ass a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Or you take on I don't think the Packers can pass the Vikings now. I guess they theoretically could. But either you take on the Packers or the Vikings.
Damn.
Just like, oh, fuck. So look, the playoff run won't be long. But if you get there, at least you'll earn some credit. And you have the players to do so.
Yeah.
That's what I'd like to say.
You'll be able to say, as Raheem Morris coming in as a first-year head coach, that your team looked really good. Like the city of Atlanta, around their Falcons, especially after the Tampa Bay win, was bumping. Everybody was just so high, and we haven't felt that here in Georgia in a really long time. And on top of that, you still make the playoffs, and that this is all theoretical, changing quarterbacks like really late into the season. You changed to your first-round pick in Michael Penix. That would just be an impressive playoff berth.
Yeah, and
with all of those
even
comings.
past the guys on the field, the outcome of this game and the outcome of this season is big for Terry Fontenot to keep his job.
Definitely.
He drafted a quarterback after signing a quarterback who we're about to cut and take a ton of dead money on.
Yeah.
If Michael Penix doesn't show up and look good in this game and next week, that makes the GM look bad. And the whole draft process goes down the shitter. Everybody judged that pick. It looks good because now we needed him. Now he's got to step up and play well.
Yep.
That's the big thing. Look,
sure.
I do think we have a shot. Drake's got to be healthy because if Drake's not healthy, whether he plays or not, if he's not playing fully healthy, then he's not going to get the attention that is necessary for Darnell Mooney and Ray McLeod to succeed.
Yep.
And I will say, last week the drops were a problem early in the game. It's the switch from righty to lefty spin. They've had 1 week to practice with this guy.
Yeah.
Ball spins different off the hands. That's why Pitts ended up dropping that pass and ended up getting picked. Like, those kinds of small adjustments from quarterbacks is what makes a change for a team. And now, second week, full practice with Penix as the starting quarterback, these guys get a little more used to it. They get used to catching the ball on a different spin and from a different arm angle and like all this different stuff that is like the things you don't really think about in that quarterback transition.
Definitely. It's also, for the offensive linemen, the quarterback is kind of what keeps them straight. And on top of that, like rolling out different directions has to be big on your left and right tackle.
Yeah,
so.
and Penix has been extremely willing to move and extremely willing to rush, which like is surprising to me. It's a little scary when the guy's had 2 ACL injuries and he's looking to run, but he did it really well last week. And if he wants to do that again, that's great. If we're talking about running, we can't just ignore the fact that Jaden Daniels is across the field from him, and he can do both. He's thrown for 3,300 yards this season, and he's close to breaking, I believe, Michael Vick's rookie rushing. It was either Michael Vick or Lamar Jackson's rookie rushing record for quarterbacks. But like, that's another big thing that you have to watch out for. And I think the Falcons' defense is the ones that could run into problems because I know they're not the starters, but I believe Kevin King and another corner are both banged up and on the injury list right now. I think they were limited participants, maybe didn't practice. We need all the secondary strength we can get when you have Terry coming at you. And Ertz looks like he's coming back to health as well. And, Zacchaeus randomly showed up last week and scored 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And De'Ami Brown can score a touchdown every now and then. And you had who was it that also scored 2 touchdowns last week? I'm blanking on who else scored the 2 touchdowns for the Commanders last week. The receiving game, it was Zacchaeus and somebody else. Yeah, Jamison Crowder showed up 2 touchdowns last week. Like,
shout out.
They've got guys that will catch the ball, and I think that is something that we need to be watching out for. I'm glad we have, I think, one of the best linebacker cores in the entire league when it comes to coverage linebackers between Caden Ellis and Nate Landman and Troy Anderson, who's been banged up all year. But still, like, all those guys have been playing extremely well. The defensive line's finally putting pressure on quarterbacks, which is great. But this is the kind of quarterback where if you put pressure on him, don't get behind him. You have to stay up in front of him at all times.
Yeah.
If you get behind Jaden Daniels, he'll be filling that hole immediately, and he's gone.
Yep.
So a lot of things to look out for the Falcons in this game. It's just you gotta figure things out if you want to get a win.
I'm gonna give a score prediction here. I would love. I'm pulling for the Falcons, but I think it's going to get really ugly in this game. Unfortunately, I think the Falcons' defense is set up perfectly for Jaden Daniels to just have a masterclass of a game. I'm going to go 34-20.
Okay,
Commanders.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Commanders as well. I'm going to go 31-24 Commanders. 78 rushing yards to break the record. All right, that's crazy. Yeah, definitely not going to get the touchdowns, but rushing yards potentially. Okay, Monday Night Football, Lions -3.5, taking on the 49ers. This one's just the most obvious pick I'll maybe ever make. 49ers suck. They've got nothing going for them. Literally nothing.
Dre Greenlaw already out again?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, he got hurt again.
Yeah, this just ain't looking too good for these guys.
No. Garendo is questionable. He'll probably play, but still, no Jordan Mason or Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
There's nothing going for them.
Dang, Graham Glasnow being out kind of sucks, though.
Yeah. Yeah, that does suck.
Or questionable, rather.
But then again, the Lions have just waltzed through games with these injuries. Like, it does not matter at all.
No.
You potentially get David Montgomery back, too. Which is crazy. Not this week, but for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Which is insane. Because they got a couple of second opinions and he doesn't have to get the surgery that they thought he needed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot about this. Oh, it's already halftime.
The match is over.
Oh, never mind. Full time.
3-1 Liverpool was the final.
Salah score? How many times?
Once.
Gotcha.
But yeah, you have to go with the Lions here.
Yeah.
There's no denying them. Jahmyr Gibbs, I thought maybe we'd run into that issue of like when there's not the other guy in the backfield, does he have as good of a game? He had just as good of a game as
Definitely.
usual.
27-13 Lions over the 49ers.
I'm going to go 31-10. I'm going for a big blowout by the Lions.
I like it.
Okay, that is it for the NFL. A lot of games that we just went through. All right, yeah, let's go ahead and just move on to the MLB. We'll probably get through this pretty quickly.
Okay.
We had this odd string. It's like the last 3 moves that have really even happened, and they all happened in like the middle of the night. It was on the 23rd. So the Mets re-signed Sean Manaea to a 3-year, $75 million deal. $25 a year for Sean Manaea is pretty crazy at 34 years old. Jeff Passan, first one to break this at 1:44 in the morning on December 23rd. Then the Rangers signed Jock Peterson to a 2-year, $37 million contract. Absolutely love the pickups that the Rangers have been making this offseason, by the way. Ken Rosenthal announced this deal at 4:50 a.m. Like out of nowhere, these huge deals, the biggest deals of the week by far, all come out same morning, just so early in the morning. And then Red Sox signed Walker Buehler to a 1-year, $21 million contract. Russell Dorsey announced that deal at 9:25 in the morning. So I woke up to all 3 of these. Essentially, I woke up before the Buehler one, and then I saw it, like an hour after I got up. But still, seeing these 3 moves in the morning were huge because these are big deal guys that were left in free agency. Not necessarily top guys, but Manaea was a guy who a lot of teams were showing interest in. Jock Peterson, a left-handed power bat in the outfield, great DH option as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big deal right now, and he goes off the board to the Rangers. And like I said, the Rangers putting together a very good offseason of just a lot of low-key moves. I'd love to see them make like a big splash for somebody, but I think what they're doing is really good right now. And then the Red Sox finally being interested in somebody and actually signing them is nice.
1 year, $21 million.
1 year, $21 million for Walker Buehler. And I can explain why. He's coming off of his second Tommy John surgery of his career. I think he got one coming out of college. Then he just got another one.
Yeah.
The second Tommy John is a lot harder to come back from than the first. So I can understand why he only got the 1-year deal.
Pretty smart deal for the Red Sox then.
Oh, yeah.
See if he can play for 1 year.
Yeah, and it's not only second Tommy John, he's also like 30 years old.
Yeah.
Which doesn't seem right because it feels like he hasn't really been around that long.
I know.
But it's just because he was a 3-year college guy and then took his time getting up and like got up into the league at like 25.
And got hurt.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It just happens. Andrew McCutchen signed a 1-year deal to return to the Pirates for his 17th season in the MLB and his 12th season in Pittsburgh.
I love that he's still like a usable player.
Yeah, he is. He'll probably bat like 7th, and he'll probably play a lot of DH most likely.
Yeah,
but he's still there, and I respect the fuck out of that.
He's awesome.
Yeah,
love Cutch.
Yeah, he'll still have like a couple homers, few hits, probably hit like 250.
Yeah,
it's not that bad. I thought this deal was interesting. It's really the only deal that's come through since Christmas. The Rays signed Eloy Jimenez to a minor league deal.
Why?
What a fall from grace he has had.
Yeah. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's the same Eloy Jimenez from the White Sox?
Sure is.
Yeah, okay.
Sure is.
That's bad.
Shout out Ere Adrianza on his retirement. 12-year MLB veteran. He'll get the pension. So shout out Ere Adrianza. Infield utility specialist. I believe he hit a grand slam in his time with the Braves, which was pretty cool, and was on that 2021 World Series team.
Love that.
There's literally nothing else. Oh, the MLB and the umpires union reached a new deal for 5 more years on their collective bargaining agreement.
To be replaced by robots.
I wish. If I had to guess, a lot of the stuff in that collective bargaining agreement says that they cannot be replaced by robots.
Definitely. I agree with you there.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, I have literally nothing else in MLB. Like that, there's nothing going on. Nothing has moved with Burns. Nothing's moved with any other big free agents. It's just kind of at a stalemate with the holidays.
Yeah. Yankees have been busy.
Yeah.
Been
Yankees
fun.
made a lot of moves already.
Yeah.
Probably won't make a ton more unless it's like small, like kind of like bench bats, some bullpen guys.
I'm still waiting to see Bregman, though. I really want him to play second base somewhere.
Bregman
really want him to play second base.
He might play third base somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still like the Tigers for Bregman. Still seems like the move in my eyes.
Yeah.
Rejoin AJ Hinch. Makes a lot of sense to me.
Like it.
All right, we'll move on from the MLB. Like I said, it's been pretty slow since before Christmas. So we'll move on to the Premier League. And we'll start off with some of these Boxing Day results. We don't really get to recap games very often here.
Chelsea fucked it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the main news of today.
Bottling by Chelsea today.
Yeah.
Today's results. You got Man City 1-1 draw with Everton. Brutal. Just once again, Man City not getting the result they need.
And then Everton again, just messing with these teams, man.
Everton loves fucking around with the top teams.
Yeah.
Bournemouth, Crystal Palace draw 0-0, but Chelsea up 1-0 early over Fulham. 16th minute goal by Cole Palmer, which he made look so easy. And then just absolutely bottled it at the end of the game. Harry Wilson scores in the 82nd to draw things even, and then 90th +5, Rodrigo Muniz.
I think I saw it was the first time that Fulham, again, another London team, has gone into Stamford Bridge and won since like 1979.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I absolutely hated this game. It got real sunny after Cole Palmer scored. Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, at St. James Park, we got the result we wanted.
Yeah.
3-0 win over Aston Villa. All kick-started by a second-minute goal by Anthony Gordon. Fantastic goal as well.
5th away loss in a row for Villa.
Yeah, Villa
cannot catch
absolutely dying on the road right now.
Who got the red card in the 32nd?
That would be John Durant.
Oh, that was what you texted me about.
Yeah. Just stupid tackle against Fabian Schär in the box.
I didn't even see the play. Nathan, can you maybe go on Twitter and try to look up that red card for me? I just want to see.
It was just like the dumbest spikes up tackle on Fabian Schär that he just did not need to do.
Yeah.
Fabian Schär had the ball in his own box, about to pass it out of the back.
Yeah.
And he just comes up and
refs love to eat on strikers when they do shit like that because there's usually no reason to make any tackle on a defender if you're a striker and they're in the box. Like I understand, like, the strikers that press, but when you're sliding in, it's always dangerous.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait.
See, he didn't need to be pursuing him, I think was the reason, and then he trips him up. And what happens is he goes spikes into him.
Oh, that's actually really unfortunate for Johan Duran because he tripped and then tried to catch himself.
But the only
thing there was his back.
Yeah,
Fabian Schär's back
just goes spikes up into his back.
Oh, that was really unfortunate.
It was unfortunate,
but it's still a red card.
Yeah,
yeah, that's weird. What an awkward way to get a red card.
Yeah,
Johan Duran.
But yeah, he just did not need to be pursuing that at all.
And then Newcastle said, "Okay."
Yeah.
Scored two more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely the result we're looking for. 3 straight wins in the Premier League is
shout out
huge.
Newcastle, soaring right
and
now.
We're heading to the EFL Cup semifinal.
Yeah.
Against Arsenal.
Awesome.
Nottingham Forest, 1-0 over Spurs. Much needed win for
Nottingham Forest continues.
Champions League tier.
Third place, Nottingham Forest now.
Yeah. Anthony Alonga with the goal. Southampton obviously lost, as they do, to West Ham, 1-0. And Wolves, a big 2-0 win over an 11-man Manchester United.
And an Olympico. Cannot forget about the Olympico that happened in this game.
Yeah, Bruno Fernandes gets red carded in the 47th minute, right back from the half. 48th minute, Wolves sent a cross into the box, scored on it, but the guy was offside. It was a very quick turnaround.
Yeah.
And then you get the late goal by Hwang Hee-chan on a very selfless play by Cunha, who assisted it. 2-on-1. The one defender way behind them.
Tramped him.
Going up against the keeper. Little sweat goal across the front of the keeper, and they get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the 58th minute, Mateus Cunha with an Olympico.
So does Ruben Amorim at halftime not only talk to Bruno Fernandes, don't go near anybody?
Please
don't go near anybody.
He got
Bruno.
booked in I think he got booked in the 18th.
only play offense.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a good result for Manchester United.
No, not at all.
They must be wanting Ruben Nistelrooy back.
I guess. Rude tried to have a good result. He didn't. Liverpool 3-1 finish against Leicester. The Cody Gakpo screamer from outside the box right before they go into the half.
Yeah.
And then Curtis Jones comes out in the second half, gets a goal assisted by McAllister, his second assist of the day. He assisted the goal to Gakpo. And then Gakpo assists Mo Salah in the 82nd.
And what's really crazy is all of these games, you and I actually, as we said earlier, had this one on the TV.
Yeah.
Nobody saw any of them because the fog in England today was
Yes.
brutal.
Yeah.
Boxing Day was
Oh my
ruined by
God.
the weather
There
in
was
every
like,
game.
moments where like they're showing the whole field and you just see nothing. And it was even worse when they zoomed in on stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. You literally could not see anything. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was bad.
I wish there was like something they could do about that.
Fans.
Yeah, just make indoor stadiums, which they just don't do out there.
No,
Um,
not at all.
but St. James was fine. We were far enough north.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all the Boxing Day results. We'll go to the fixtures that are coming up, and we've actually got a couple of good matches over these
Yeah.
next couple of days.
Overall, good Boxing Day as well.
yeah,
Too.
yeah, I would say it was
you
it was
had
pretty good.
Villa losing again. City tied. Chelsea lost.
Yeah, Manchester
just-
United losing to Wolves.
Yeah.
Vitor Pereira gets his second consecutive win after taking over Wolves. We got some matches on Friday: Brighton versus Brentford and Arsenal Ipswich. They're not great because Brentford is kind of on the decline.
Yeah.
Shit, so is Brighton.
I would say though that Arsenal Ipswich is a little important just because Arsenal need to like, for one, take advantage of Chelsea losing, but also prove that they're not hitting a rut right
Yeah.
now as well.
I agree with that.
So Ipswich is the perfect team to do that against. And if anything, if they drop points against Ipswich, even getting a draw, I mean, Arsenal are just like
Yeah,
fluttering.
fortunately for Arsenal, they're coming off of that big win against Crystal Palace, which I think gave them a little bit of wind in their sails.
Yeah.
So going into Ipswich, bringing them at home as well, I think it'll be a little bit of an easier match than you maybe potentially see happen.
True.
And they do have a bit of a safety cushion with they still haven't played yet, so they're only at 17 matches played. Newcastle at 18 matches played, and Bournemouth 18 matches played are behind them with 29, so they're 4 points clear of them already. So they've got a little bit of a cushion there in the top four, but you'd like to potentially overtake Chelsea and Nottingham Forest with a win.
Bournemouth is ahead of Manchester City in the
Yes,
table.
Bournemouth is ahead of Manchester City in the table, which is insane.
Oh,
right now, Manchester
no.
City outside of Europe at all. But let's talk about Fulham versus Bournemouth because this one is interesting. Bournemouth, obviously, we just talked about it. They're in
Flying.
6th right now. Fulham's in 8th, and they're not even on like necessarily a great run of form.
Yeah.
But getting that win over Chelsea is absolutely huge for their momentum because they're coming off 3 straight draws. Now, 2 of those draws, one of them with Arsenal, one of them with Liverpool, but then one of them 0-0 with Southampton,
Man.
their most recent. And then they
Yeah.
come out and they win against Chelsea in turnaround fashion. That's huge. Bournemouth, they're on, a tremendous pace right now. If you go back to their last 6, they won 3 straight, and that moved them all the way from 13th up to 8th. Then a 1-1 draw with West Ham, a 3-0 win over Manchester United. The 0-0 draw with Crystal Palace is not good, but you're still on a fantastic run of form, and you're coming up against another team that is as well. This is just going to be a hard-fought match.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a dogfight. You have 2 teams that are kind of like trying to prove themselves, I feel like, to be in this top 10 or this top 5 because they're both at the door. It's so close.
Yes.
Such a tight race.
Yes, a win is just, it's a matter of like 4 points, right, or 4 places for some of these teams. Like, if you look at Fulham right now, a big win, a win in a Newcastle, Bournemouth, Manchester City draw or loss, Fulham jumps all the way to 5th place.
Yeah.
It's genuinely huge for what these teams can potentially, make these runs at here at this middle point in the season. What are we thinking final score-wise there, Fulham, Bournemouth?
I'm going to go 2-0 Fulham.
Okay.
Yeah, 2-0 Fulham.
I'm going to go 1-1 draw.
Okay.
I think both these teams are really similar, and they've been drawing quite a few games.
That's fair. Yeah.
Next game, Aston Villa versus Brighton is a big one. Obviously, Brighton's going to play another game in between this, but on Monday, got a couple of good games. Aston Villa Brighton obviously starts it off, but this one is very big for both of these teams because they are soaring down the table right now. Aston Villa 9th. Right now on 28 points. Brighton, they do have only 17 matches played, but they're at 25. So if they get the win, these two teams would be tied on points at 9 and 10, even on points as well with Fulham and Manchester City.
Yeah.
But both of these teams, especially Brighton is on a horrible skid. They've gone draw, loss, draw, loss, draw.
Solid.
Brutal.
Yeah.
And then Villa, they're either winning or winning or losing. You go back to their last 6. It's loss, win, loss, win, loss. They've got to figure these things out. And I think we've talked about this quite a bit with Villa. I don't know if they're necessarily balancing Champions League and Premier League play very well. I think it's really hurting them.
And on top of this, like you're playing a team that's known for scoring in Brighton. Obviously, they haven't been doing a lot of that, but you're not going to have Johan Duran for this game because he got a red card on Boxing Day. So that could make things a little bit interesting. But as for Brighton, you're playing them in Aston Villa at Villa Park. So
which is huge.
Yeah, and Villa not looked good away. They've been okay at home. This is just kind of an interesting game. 9th versus 10th.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a matter, I guess, of who scores the most goals.
Yeah. Just like most soccer matches go.
Exactly. I'm kind of feeling like a 1-0 Villa, I think.
Yeah.
I think they'll get one.
If you want to hear the goal numbers for these two teams, in their last 5, Villa scored 7 in their last 5. Brighton scored 6 in their last 5. But like we talked about, Brighton hasn't won in like a month and a half. So obviously tough. And another big thing, Brighton hasn't kept a clean sheet in 10 matches.
Yeah, it's brutal back there.
Yeah.
Brighton,
Defensively, they are horrendous. I'm going to go Villa. I'm going to go 2-1 Villa.
Yeah. You know what's even worse for Brighton, too? Who's their goalie? Exactly. See, with teams like Brentford, they have Mark Flecken, and they concede a lot of goals, but at least he's known because he keeps them in games sometimes.
Yeah, well, because they give up so many shots.
Yeah.
He just gets so many saves. Okay, we got one more game on Monday to talk about. We got Manchester United, Newcastle. Obviously,
I am really interested to hear what you think about this game.
Yeah, I think what I've realized at this point is that Ruben Amorim and this Manchester United squad are just not on the same page.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to make a lot of changes before next season starts. Now, I don't know if he's going to make a lot of changes in January necessarily, just because I think there's a lot of guys more to sell off than to bring in for Manchester United right now, because I think Ruben Amorim is feeling pressure to play players that were already playing instead of changing around the lineup a lot. Because, like, look, let's be honest, Casemiro shouldn't be getting into the squad right now.
No.
And I know, I don't think he started this past week. I don't love the 3-4-3 and using the wingbacks with, at least in the way that you are.
I genuinely don't think they're good enough to do that.
No, they're not. It's Diogo Dalot, and I don't even know who the other one is right now.
Who? Diogo Dalot is
Mazraoui, who's like very good player, not as a right wing back.
I would say that both of their wing backs are decent. Like Diogo Dalot's not having.
They're not bad. Either. Not bad.
I think the rest of the
team doesn't fit it.
No, not at all.
Especially the back line.
Yeah.
The back line is so questionable, mainly because of Harry Maguire's existence. But also Lenny Yoro is just a young, inexperienced player.
Yeah.
And I just find him just like stumbling over himself so often in that back line.
Exactly. Like I personally, I don't know how you feel. I wouldn't be mad if Manchester United, despite having signed De Ligt this past summer, if this coming summer they went and got another big center back. I don't think that would be a bad idea at all.
Get Maguire gone.
Yeah.
Please. It's been years.
Johnny Evans is still there.
Yeah, he's still there somehow. But like, get Maguire out, because I think there is a huge bright side for Yoro. He was very good at Lens last year, shows up at Manchester United, immediately gets hurt. Like, it's just been an unfortunate start to him.
Yeah.
De Ligt obviously has the upside there. He's just a couple of years ago one of the best center backs in the world.
And he's still been decent this year.
Yeah, he's not been that bad. But I think you have what you need in the midfield with the youth. Ugarte and Manu should probably be your midfield for years to come.
Yeah.
At least defensively. Bruno does his thing. Amad Diallo looks extremely fun to watch often. You still haven't necessarily figured out the striker position. Højlund's there sometimes. He gets a little just, I don't know. It seems like he gets like antsy, like as a striker. And sometimes, he gets his opportunities, he misses opportunity, and it's like he's fucked for the next 15 minutes. He can't do anything.
Yeah.
And then, Rashford, I think he's gone. He's as good as gone in summer. So yeah, I just don't know. I don't love the setup with the players he has. I think it could work with other players.
Yeah.
That's where the disconnect seems right now. Newcastle, on the other hand, are flying right now, and I can't necessarily explain why, but Alexander Isak is scoring goals, and that is the catalyst for everything.
Yeah,
like Bruno Guimaraes, and I think this is an interesting thing that they pointed on the broadcast. Bruno Guimaraes, the only player that started every single match this year for Newcastle, and I think what that speaks to is not only the fact that, yes, we have dealt with injuries, of course, that just keeps happening for us, but the depth and the rotational use of this lineup has actually worked really well. So happy Jacob Murphy's getting the start at right instead of Miguel Almiron at this point now. He needs to be there. I love that, Joe Willett can float into the midfield and not miss a step, and same with Lewis Miley. But when it can be Guimaraes and Longstaff and Joelinton, that's when I like to see it played. And obviously Tonali has been great these past couple of weeks. Anthony Gordon continues to do his thing, and when he plays well and Isaac is playing well and the midfield looks right, the defense doesn't even really matter.
Yeah.
Like the fact that we do have guys a little bit banged up, and, the center back pairing right now is Dan Burn and Fabian Schär because of how many injuries we've had at center back. But you can throw Lewis Hall, who's become like an every week starter now at left back, and then if you have, if Trippier's healthy, put him at right back. Even if he's not, throw in Livramento on either side. He works out. So
yeah,
the depth and the usage of the rotation of this squad by Eddie Howe has been extremely good these last couple of weeks.
Yeah,
that's what I think Newcastle has over Manchester United is the unit. As a team right now, they just look so much better.
Do you think you're only saying that the depth for Newcastle is good is because the team has been relatively healthier this year?
They're not even necessarily healthy. I think it's just certain players are healthy.
Yeah.
It's just more that I think my biggest thing is that we're healthy in the midfield.
Yeah.
Because you look at how we started last year, and then you go like, let's say 2 months into the season, and it's Lewis Miley and Sean Longstaff standing alone in the midfield.
Yeah.
Actually, no, Sean Longstaff got hurt too. Like, it was just super weird because, Guimaraes missed some time, and Joelinton missed a lot of time. Tonali obviously missed the whole season. All of that threw everything off, and I think the midfield is just such an important role, especially in the way that Newcastle plays, where it's very possession-based in the midfield, and you look for those incisive passes upfield. You have to have strong midfield play and consistent midfield play. And the fact that we're able to rotate in players who are healthy into the lineup often has just paid dividends for us these past couple of weeks.
Yeah, I like it. I got one more question for you before we give score prediction. It's still... I feel like it's still weird playing Manchester United. Do you think this is a trap game?
It can be. It always can be. Because Manchester United could show up and you could get a good game maybe out of like Xerxes at striker just because he offers something that maybe Dan Burn can't necessarily defend well.
Yeah.
I think, we'll benefit from... Will Fernandez have a suspension since he got 2 yellows or no? Probably. Okay. I'm not sure exactly how the red card suspension works. Okay.
Yeah.
Or still suspended. So if there's no Fernandez, I definitely feel better because he is really their only chance creator.
Yeah.
But I do think that they can play sound defensively at times, especially midfield. With the midfield help with Ugarte and Manu can float back and look really good. But I still think I'm going to go with Newcastle. I'm going to go 2-1, though. I do think that the injuries in the back line could still prove issues. They can still score some goals when they need to.
Yeah.
Obviously, they didn't this week, but they can score goals, and they have players capable of it. So I'll go 2-1.
Yeah, I'm going to match you on there. 2-1 Newcastle.
All right. Other games before the next time we see you guys. Got Sunday. You got Leicester City versus Man City. You've got Crystal Palace versus Southampton, Everton, Nottingham Forest, Fulham, Bournemouth, Spurs, Wolves, West Ham, Liverpool. You got Villa, Brighton, Ipswich, Chelsea, Man United, Newcastle, and then Brentford, Arsenal.
What is going to happen in Spurs Wolves? That one could get weird.
Yeah, it could. I don't know. Wolves are on good form, so we'll see.
And Everton, since they're playing one of the best teams in the Premier League, are probably that game's 0-0 guaranteed, or like 1-1.
Yeah, definitely gonna be a draw.
Oh man, we'll be talking about this at the end of the year when Everton in December just decided to tie all the good teams.
Yeah, yeah. When Everton has 8 points off of draws with the top 4 teams.
Oh man.
Okay. I believe that is the end of the Premier League, which, according to my invisible watch that is covered by my hoodie, means that it's questions time. But obviously, it's going to be a little bit different because we have Nathan here in person, and I believe he's been putting together something because I just looked over at the screen that he had pulled up.
Oh, who am I?
Who am I?
Hey.
So it looks like we're playing a game. So
all right.
Listen up.
Yes, and we have 5 of them.
Okay.
I was cooking over here.
How far into this podcast are we, if you don't mind me asking?
Under 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, we're doing good.
No way.
I know, right?
Wow.
Well, we spent about 15 minutes combined on the MLB and Premier League.
Yeah, I spent 25 minutes on it.
Nice.
Or about almost 30, actually, but
Okay.
it's all good. Let me timestamp this real fast, and then we'll get into it.
Okay.
Awesome.
I'm excited.
All right. So, first one.
Okay.
I'm going to give you guys both the chance to answer after each question.
Okay.
We'll go based on whoever gets it first
All right.
or most points at the end.
All right.
Yeah.
That's how we'll probably do it. All right. Who am I? I was drafted by the Jaguars in 2018. Anybody?
Hold on.
Not
Do
that
we get
long.
like penalized for guessing
No,
each time?
You're all good.
2018 Jaguars draft pick. It's too early for Lawrence.
Mm.
Is it Josh Hines Allen?
Nope.
Damn.
Luke, do you have a guess for this one? Or you can just skip and go to the next hint. It's all good. I won't judge you.
I'm gonna skip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hint number 2. I've played for 4 teams since then.
Not Josh Hines Allen.
That doesn't help me out at all.
4 teams?
I have a guess, but they got drafted by the Bengals, not the Jaguars, so it
So
can't
don't
be
guess
him.
So it's not right.
Not that guy.
You want to just keep going?
Yeah, that didn't
All
help
right.
me much.
I have one 1,000-yard receiving season.
Oh,
Played for 4 teams, drafted in 20. And we're going against each other here.
2018?
Yeah.
I think I have
Whoever
a
gets
guess. Allen Robinson.
No, it is not.
It's too late for Allen Robinson. 2018.
I have another guess.
Hold
I'll
on.
have to wait though.
Yeah,
on.
you'll have to wait. We'll say one guess.
And I have to actually think of his name. I can
Um,
see his face.
Oh, this might be too late as well. Is it Jamal Agnew?
No.
You would not have ever pulled out Jamal
I
Agnew. That was
actually used
stupid.
a random NFL name
Okay.
generator to pick each player. So I didn't go through and find somebody. I let it pick,
Wow.
and then I went to their stat reference and pulled stuff.
Extra hard.
Yeah. That way it
For
couldn't be
us.
anything obvious or most of these are not the most obvious. So
Okay.
this season has been my worst with only 3 receptions for 25
yeah. It's,
yards.
It's Alan Hearns.
No.
No, he's out of the league.
Yeah.
Was he the receiver with the Jaguars?
These
He
are all
was on the
active
Jags
players.
at one point.
All active.
Oh, fuck
I gotta-
me,
is
dude.
it-
If you want to count 3
drafted?
receptions for 25 yards active.
Yeah.
And he's had a 1,000
He's
yard
been
season.
kind of active.
Did he have the 1,000-yard season with the Jags?
Check.
That would help.
I'm trying to think, dude. It's tough because there's been so many weird wide receivers that have gone through with the Jags.
Yeah, there really has.
Not a lot of good ones. Not a lot of them that
Yes, he
start
did.
in Jags. So he
was
did have the
with- it was
1,000-yard
with the
season with the
Jags.
Jags. This is tough,
Everyone
man.
got a guess.
I'm just trying to think of.
If you guys can't get it on the next one, I'll give you one more clue. because there is a team that I remember this person playing for. And obviously I can see it, but still.
Yeah. Damn.
Wait, that makes me think you should remember him playing for a different team.
I had him in fantasy that year, I'm pretty sure, so that could be part of it.
2018 Jaguars receiving core. This guy got drafted, and
Yeah.
they had A-Rob and probably still Allen Hurns.
Potentially.
It still doesn't rule out him being a tight end either.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
But 1,000-yard receiving season for a
It's
tight
doable.
end for the
Could happen.
Jaguars?
It's doable.
But the Jaguars part is
When did Evan Ingram get there?
he was not drafted by them.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, he was a giant, right?
Yeah,
he was.
He just got there.
Did Fant get drafted by them?
Noah Fant?
Yeah.
I thought he was a Bronco when he got drafted.
I'm gonna go with Noah Fant.
That is incorrect.
Okay.
Luke, do you have a guess for this one, or do you want the final clue?
I'll take final clue.
All right. I currently play for the Chargers. I just gave you his team.
But he's only got 3 receptions?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Is it? Oh,
They've all come in his last 5
did
games.
Donald Parham get drafted by the Jaguars?
No.
Not sure, but that is not correct.
Well, that's my last guess.
Yeah.
Fuck. Kind of
yeah,
threw that one away.
I will give you his his team that I remember him on, but
Okay, so
and then I'll let
it's
you guys still take
not-
another guess for 0 points.
Shit, dude. Now I can't think. Of course, now I can't think of any Chargers receivers.
Yeah, 2 receptions against Tampa Bay.
They threw to so many people in that game.
Mm-hmm. That was the game where everyone got
Yeah.
reception.
All right, got to go down the list. It's not Lad McConkey. It's not Quentin Johnston. It's
Yeah, those guys have 3 receptions this season.
It's not Josh Palmer. He's got more than 3 receptions. It's not Will Disley. It's not.
Donald Parham.
It's not
I
Donald
guess
Palmer. I don't
so.
even know if he's on the team anymore.
He may not be.
Shit. Oh fuck.
I'm still gonna give you one more clue if you don't.
Okay,
if you don't have
yeah.
it.
Give us another.
All right.
Yes.
I remember him playing for the
Sucks.
Lions.
This is just keeps getting weirder and weirder.
You now know
man.
3 out of the 4 teams that they've played on.
Wait, really?
Yeah. I told you he was drafted by Jacksonville. I
Yeah.
told you he was on the Chargers, and I
Oh,
told you
yeah.
I remember him on
Yeah.
Detroit.
This makes. Dude, I feel so stupid.
Can we get the year he was on Detroit?
Sure, 2022.
Okay, that was the year that they were like still bad.
Yeah, this is like the right in between of bad to good.
No, this is when they beat Aaron Rodgers the last week of the NFL season and knocked him out of the playoffs.
This might just be a dumb guess because I don't even know if he played for the Jaguars, but I kind of want to throw. Is this Marvin Jones?
No, it is
Okay.
not.
For some
Luke,
reason,
He
it
did play
felt
for the
like-
Jaguars.
Okay. I
Luke,
thought
final
that was the
guess.
case.
What do you got for me?
Khalif Raymond.
No, but that would be someone that did play for.
Khalif Raymond's currently.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's currently.
Yeah.
This was DJ Chark.
Oh,
Oh
I
no!
did not realize he was a Charger.
Damn it!
Yes.
I didn't. Think of
That's
him.
actually word for word what you said when we looked at his stats on that Sunday. I remember that.
Yeah.
Because right when I saw his name pop up, because the random generator gave me 6 names each time. And so I would just choose one of the 6.
Yeah.
And I saw his name and I was like,
Chark.
wait, this is funny because
Fuck.
I remember.
Who
us
was the
talking
other
about
team he played for?
it. Carolina last year.
That's right.
He had some good years.
He had
Yeah.
35
Chark
receptions
was
last
not
year,
bad.
525.
That was a good.
All
one.
right. Next one.
All right.
So the score's 0-0. Nobody got anything. I've been on 4 teams since 2019.
Not a good
I think
player.
It's very vague. We're starting
Yeah.
super vague, obviously.
That's just almost every year he's been in the league. He's been.
It's
on
a
the
lot
team.
of them.
Okay.
Any guesses on that? No. You can throw something out there if you really want to. Doesn't
I'm trying
matter.
to think of
It's very
20
vague.
2019 draft picks.
He may have not started in 2019 though.
Yeah, he may have not even got drafted.
4 different teams.
Who was picked in the 2019 draft? That would have been Burrow's draft class. But if he's played on that many teams, he probably didn't even get drafted, if not very late.
He did not get
There's-
drafted.
I'm skipping.
No use in guessing anything.
All right. I was a Pro Bowler 3 times in my first 4 seasons.
And he
Didn't
And the
get
only season he
drafted?
wasn't was rookie season.
He was undrafted. Is that what you said?
No.
Oh. I thought you said that after I said that.
No, I said he
probably
wasn't
didn't.
drafted in 2019. That's all I said.
Oh, but it. Oh, gotcha.
So since 2019, he's spent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Since he's
So
been
he
in the
could've
league
played
at
for
least since
Gotcha.
2019, but not started that year.
Okay.
And the only season he wasn't a Pro Bowler in those 4 was his rookie season.
Okay.
Any ideas?
So that means his rookie season was 2019.
No.
What?
I never said when his rookie season was.
But you said. I thought you said he's been a Pro Bowler 3 times, just in general.
Yeah.
And if his only Pro Bowl season was not his rookie year,
You guys don't know his rookie year.
Yeah.
That hasn't come out.
I'm not confused.
I am. But whatever. Just I don't have a guess.
I can tell. I'm currently on an amazing Lions defense.
Oh. You're welcome for all the listeners for that.
Yeah.
Probably just blew
I
out
can't
your
wait to hear
speakers.
that.
I doubt it's Carlton Fisk.
No.
Okay.
Anything, Luke? This one was super hard for me to do.
Actually, Carlton Fisk, I think, went back to the Buccaneers.
Are there any like veterans on this Lions team that aren't known to be Lions? Is
This
what I'm
guy's
thinking
definitely
of.
not known to be a Lion. I can give you that much.
Okay.
And I'll
Just
just
like-
tell you what year he was drafted so that Grayson can
Yeah, please.
Yeah, what you were
wrap his head around stuff. He was drafted in 2017.
Okay.
I won't tell you what team, though.
So that would have meant that he went back-to-back Pro Bowls with 2 different teams,
He did.
right?
That is true.
Okay. Has he ever done it with the Lions?
No. I would assume this is his first year in Detroit.
He's a defensive player.
Dude,
I don't know. Give me another
I
hint.
have literally nothing.
Give me another
I have
hint.
not intercepted a pass since 2021.
Oh.
That's kind of hinting at positions.
Yeah. Draft in 2017.
This next hint's actually kind of funny.
I think it's a corner. I just have to think of the corners on the Lions. I'm struck.
Carl Joseph.
No.
Okay.
Kirby Joseph.
No. All right. Well, next hint.
Nice.
All right. People on Twitter say that I'm a washed safety. I found this as a direct tweet.
Could have been Kirby Joseph.
Kirby.
I'll give you guys this information as well. He has 3 tackles this year.
Sounds like
Sorry,
a
7
washed
total this year.
And he was a Pro Bowler 4 times.
3 times.
3
In
times.
his first 4 seasons.
In his first 4 seasons.
He's a okay. This is solely off of washed safety. I don't even know if he's a Lion. Jamal Adams.
That's correct.
Let's go.
I was gonna guess Jamal Adams. I was like,
Let's
he's not a
go.
Lion.
Let's go.
Damn it.
Wash safety would
Yeah,
like maybe get it.
because he was a Pro Bowler with the Jets,
The
and
Jets
the
and the
Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Yeah. Let's go.
Good job. We
Okay.
got one. So they
That
weren't
was
too
all
bad.
off of washed
Fuck.
safety in
Yeah.
like 2017.
I also
Drafting,
didn't think he was
1
drafted in
point.
2017. I thought he's been in the league
Yeah.
way longer than that.
Mm-mm.
1 point for you, Grayson.
Nice.
All right. Let's see if you guys know ball.
Probably not.
I went to McLean High School in Oklahoma.
No, dude. What the fuck?
Let's get no.
I have 4 1,000-yard rushing seasons in 6 years.
Joe Mixon.
No.
Thought I had something there.
That would have been crazy.
He went to Oklahoma, so I just assumed he might have gone to high school there.
It's a good
thinking
thought,
thinking
He has
mid.
4 1,000 rushing yard seasons in 6 years in his career. Wait, like all 6 years?
Yeah.
He's played 6 years. Okay.
Mhm.
I don't think this guy's from Oklahoma. Kareem Hunt.
No.
Yeah, he's definitely not had 4 1,000 yard years.
That's probably true as well.
Okay, next hint.
All right. I've never been under 1,000 yards from scrimmage in my career.
This still feels like Joe Mixon, but it's not right. You've never been under 1,000 scrimmage yards, though.
Yeah.
What were your? Go back through your hints one more time. Sorry.
McLean High School.
That's
I
right.
want to know what college.
4 1,000-yard rushing seasons in 6 years, and never been under 1,000 yards from scrimmage in their career.
I really want to know what college you went to.
It gives it away. That's
Yeah,
why I didn't put it in
figures.
here. That's why I did the high school, just in case somebody was a real ball knower.
Yeah.
Raheem Mostert.
Chuba Hubbard.
All right. I'm playing for a new team this year.
I need to stop guessing guys that went to college in Oklahoma.
Playing for a new team this year.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Playing for a new team this year.
Okay. Ooh. He's a running back. Playing for a new team this year. Josh Jacobs.
That is correct.
Literally thinking Josh Jacobs.
My
can't
next-
wait to know what
Oh.
that sounded like on the podcast.
My next hint was Luke drafted me.
Nice.
Josh Jacobs.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'll take that point. Thanks.
All right. Next one. Now these get a little fun, just so you guys.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Fun or just way harder?
No. Fun.
Okay.
I went to UGA. That way it's half the people in the league.
Vlad
It's an
McConkey.
active
Very
player,
big.
right?
Yep,
It has to be
active player.
Vlad McConkey.
N'Kobe Dean.
No.
Fuck.
I had 1 touchdown in my
Okay.
2-year
No.
career. I'm not saying how the touchdown was
Ooh.
scored.
One
I'll
touchdown
just
in
give
his
you
junior
that.
career.
Just telling you they have a touchdown.
Jordan Davis.
He does not have a touchdown.
I thought he had one. Weird.
It wouldn't
one.
surprise me if he had a fumble. I want to check.
Keely Ringo.
I want to make sure Jordan Davis.
Well, you
doesn't have a
said-
touchdown.
One touchdown his whole career, or did you say the years?
1 touchdown in his 2-year career.
So he's been in the league for 2 years.
Yes.
Okay.
Any touchdowns?
Could have been N'Kobe Dean.
Does not
Could have
have
been. Yeah.
I know it's not N'Kobe Dean, but 2 years.
Ugh. All right. Next hint.
So wait. 2 years counts this season?
Yes.
Okay. So then it wouldn't have been N'Kobe Dean, right? Or no, it still would have been.
Last season.
But Jordan Davis would line up with that.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's that group of guys.
Era. Yeah.
I'm a massive human being.
Darnell Washington.
Yes.
Nice.
Good work, Luke. Good work.
Appreciate
That was
it.
3 points for you.
Yeah. That also could have been Jordan Davis.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That actually just made you guys tied as well on points. My next hints were I've never had a game with 5 receptions, so then you were going to get more position-wise.
Yeah.
And then I'm on Luke's team. All right. So whoever gets this one wins.
Yeah.
All right.
2-2.
All right. I was drafted by the Ravens in 2016.
Rashad Bateman.
Mark Andrews.
Way
No.
too late for him.
I went to Grand Valley State. Any elite ball knowers here? This is something Grayson would just know.
This is some shit I'd pull up.
Where is Grand Valley State?
Let's check.
I got it. Fuck.
Allendale, Michigan.
2015 is so long ago.
Okay.
He actively plays for the Ravens?
I never said that.
Oh, you just said he got drafted by the Ravens?
Yes.
The fact that he even got drafted is crazy.
Can you do me a weird favor?
Are we sure he got drafted, or that was just the first team he played for?
5th round, 146th
Okay.
overall.
Oh, fuck that.
Grand Valley
Never
State.
mind. I was gonna ask you to do something. It wouldn't have even helped me. 5th round draft pick from the Baltimore Ravens.
Pontiac, Michigan.
Pontiac.
What's that guy's? Who's their punter? Cock? K-O-C-H?
Koch.
He's been in
Something
the
like
league
that.
way longer than
No.
2016.
I did
I
not
think.
choose a
idea.
fucking punter.
I don't fucking know.
I did almost choose a kicker.
Yeah.
Almost. Because Kaimi Fairbairn.
You haven't given us anything about positions, so I
I
was
know.
just.
Well, maybe
I'll
you guys
skip.
take a guess or
I'll
skip.
I just guessed.
All right. I'm an outside linebacker. That was literally my next hint.
Drafted in 2016.
Outside linebacker drafted by the Drafted by the Ravens or placed by the Ravens? Drafted by the
Yeah,
Ravens.
we don't know who he plays for now.
I know.
You won't find out either.
Outside linebacker drafted by the Ravens. 5th rounder. Great.
I have a guess. Matthew Judon.
That is correct.
Yeah, it's good work.
My next 2 clues really
I knew
none
he
of
went
these
to a
clues
small
really
school.
got it there. The next 2 were I've had 2 seasons over 10 sacks, and this season I have 4.5 sacks and a pick 6.
Yeah,
I didn't
That's where I thought
realize
maybe Grayson would get it.
him being so iconic for the Patriots. He was kind of up in that area a little bit.
He was
Michigan.
Baltimore from
not really.
2016 to 2020, and then Patriots for 3 years, and then now the Falcons.
nice.
Sick. That was good.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was
I
all. I
like
hope
that.
you guys enjoyed.
I like the games.
Brain stopped working a couple times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You were
Yeah.
lost.
That's sick.
You
I
were.
got it.
It was I think the 4 teams since 2019. You kept just thinking that 2019 was the year they were drafted.
Yeah.
But then when I said Pro Bowler 3 times in my first 4 seasons and said it wasn't the rookie year, you're like, so it wasn't 2019.
Well, yeah, because
I was like, no.
Yeah. No, it
I
just
was
like didn't line
like,
up right.
well, that wouldn't even make sense because
Yeah.
2020. I guess yeah, it does actually make sense.
Yeah.
But then they would have just been that they could have been a Pro Bowler this year. Like,
Yeah.
God,
I
and the
can
2
see
that
where
you
you're
guessed,
so
I thought of in my head too. I was so close to saying Josh Jacobs.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I hope you guys enjoyed Who
Yeah.
Am I?
That was
That
I
was
fun.
even made a great graphic for it on the
Yeah.
screen for you
Yeah.
guys. and
Times New
everything.
Roman
Yep.
on a Word doc.
135 point font.
Nice.
God.
All right. Well, that was a lot of fun. If you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure you like and subscribe here on YouTube. Turn on those post notifications so you know whenever anything comes out here on YouTube, including the college football show, which will be out next Tuesday morning. Or mid afternoon. I don't know yet.
Excited for that.
Yeah,
Go
I'm
check it
excited
out.
to record it. Obviously, make sure you follow us on Instagram. Stay up to date with everything we've got going on here. Join the Second Short subreddit to contribute to Questions Time each week. Submit those questions by Thursday midday, and we will answer them here on the podcast. And if you're on the podcast platforms, rate 5 stars. Give us a follow. Luke, anything for the people before we get out of here?
God, I hate it when you turn to me. That's why I never have anything interesting to say.
The next time you'll see them is in 2025.
See you next year. Stay tuned. There will be a Premier League
Yeah,
Team
that's
of the
right.
Month
Never
video
mind.
coming soon.
Yeah.
So
Well,
stay
that'll
tuned
also
for
be in
that.
2025. But
That'll also be next year
on TikTok.
on TikTok.
And
switching
maybe YouTube
formats.
Shorts, depending on the length of the video.
Yeah, just trying to try new things with it. See if we can get more interaction.
Yeah.
that kind of thing. So yeah, it's
fun,
exciting.
Fun things to come in 2025.
Yes.
But I will see you guys 2 more times before 2025 because on Monday, me, Colin, and Nathan will be here recapping NFL Week 17.
Hell yeah.
And then I'll also have the college football show on Tuesday, which is New Year's Eve, by the way. So, hope everybody enjoyed the holidays so far. There's still New Year's to come. Hanukkah, not done till the 2nd of the year. So, a lot more to come, a lot more to enjoy, a lot of football to watch this weekend, a whole lot of soccer to watch for sure.
Oh yeah.
And still big names to be picked up in MLB free agency. So, with that being said, enjoy the weekend. Happy holidays. Happy New Year if I don't see you by then. And we'll see you guys later. Peace.